Hi everyone, welcome back to Open Table Plays Blood and Sand. I'm Aaron, I'm your GM. We've been off for a few weeks, but we're back now and we're all ready to play. Going into session 3 of Blood and Sand, let's have a quick recap of what's gone on. So, previously on Blood and Sand, our adventurers continued their voyage through the void between Faerun and this new destination. The places they grew up within and ventured across within their lives slipped away from their grasp as the Veiled Maiden, a ship owned by the Yankeshi, plundered through the oceans of the void betwixt worlds. 'Twas but a brief moment wherein our party fought bravely against Ezra, the first mate of this vessel, a man Columbia had known before but now changed with this fierce corruption. He and a colossal black-feathered para enshrouded with this same blue corruption struck blows with you all. The skirmish was brought to a halt by this metallic tapping sound of a cane approaching, the footsteps of a man you know all too well to be the captain of this vessel, the Admiral himself, Benethil Yasaj. His eyes glowed blue with this corruption as he stepped forth onto the deck of the ship. Ezra then stood down as all your possessions were thrown to your feet. An order to ready yourselves was given as a ring of psionic energy emerged around you all, and you were fought to yet again fight, but this time against 2 ravenous manticores which had been tortured and prepped for sale. Yasaj seemed pleased at your victory and prowess until he left to his cabin with one less ear before, thanks to Yelena. The emerging mist of the void elapsed over you all once more as darkness was removed. The blinding sunlight of this new land emerged as you had arrived in Ishara. This beautiful continent surrounded by mists lying under the gaze of not one but 2 suns, Agura and Sunus. Caged monsters were readied as the ship approached the city which would be your destination, known as Pelos, the last free city. Surrounded by sand-covered mountains, contained between the gaze of 2 colossal hawks, Pelos bathed in the heat of this desert land, awaiting for your feet upon her ground. The ancient stone buildings, towering fortifications and colosseum in the back of the upper reaches loomed over you all as you were strewn through the city. The excited onlookers of Pelos watched as you were all taken from the docks to be sold on stage at this large market area within the lower reaches. You watched as Yasaj left with this lord, Rubitrus, and this company of elite guardsmen as Ezra stood as overseer for this exchange. As the massive crowd of market goers gathered, lords and ladies of the higher reaches, members of factions and houses that you do not yet know, watched from balconies as you were each presented to the city for sale. And as you stood there looking at the unfamiliar faces below, the clouds above thickened, a darkened crimson red hue strewn across the sky. This huge thunderous roar bellowed as blood showered down onto the market. You watch from stage as market goers scatter and scream in fear, some of which you see fall to the ground, their limbs snap and contort, their skin drops from their face as their eyes turn red, their forms completely mutate as you stand there. And the stage is now set for us to play Blood and Sand, Session 3.
Blood and Sand.
So, my wonderful players, as you now stand there in this rain, let's change it up a little bit. As you hear the crowd scream, you hear that rain fall. You hear the wind bellowing round. You all sit. You'll stand on stage. You watch ahead of you as hundreds of these market goers are mutated into these horrible forms. What is it that you are thinking at this moment in time?
I just look at the rest of the group and say, run! And I will look for, and I will look. Is it still raining, or is it?
It is still raining.
stopped?
Sorry, let me move you
shit.
over. To
Okay, maybe not run. Okay, I retract that.
Not sure why that's not moving over.
Okay, no. I will. So where the cover is there any of it in reach?
Yeah, can you guys not see the map at the moment, the battle map?
No, we can.
Oh, you can?
I can see it.
For whatever reason,
Yes.
it's not showing up on here. Ah, that's why. Cool. So, as you are standing under this cover, you notice that... in fact, let's just have a quick perception check from all of you.
This one. No, that is the wrong way.
13.
15.
15 as
That's
well.
not bad.
Twinning.
16.
With a 14 and above, you would definitely realise that there are a number of Pelosian guards that you've seen as you were being dragged into the square. The guards who sort of like oversaw the transaction, just generally there just to keep the peace and avoid sort of anything going too chaotic there. You see that there are a number of them which have been unchanged. There are a few of them which have been changed, and with a 15, 15 and 16 perception check, you quickly put it together that it is this rain that is changing and mutating people, and the guards that are left unchanged, such as ones over here, they are ones with either helmets on or headdresses on. Before this moment, there was this golden light. I think Nox, Nyx and Yelena, you see this flash again in the corner of the stage just off it, so you would have to leave the stage. You would have to leave full cover of these huge like red and cream sewn together tarps that are strung over the stage. You would definitely have to leave the stage to get there. But there is this shine, and there, for a split second, there is this golden hawk just sort of perched on the top of this crate. And then as quickly as it emerged, you see market goers, people who own these stores, people who are attending the market. They're all sort of like running past this crate, making it difficult to see exact points of vision. But as quickly as that hawk flashes and arrives, you see crowds running past it again, and it's gone. It's gone completely. You see two of your companions till this point, two of the people that you escaped with, sort of step forward. You see Katie, your dragonborn companion, step forward. Their sort of amulet that like sort of glows, their silver amulet which glows a very bright light. They look at you, their eyes glow a silver shine to them as they leap off stage into the fray, just before turning to you and saying, "These people need help. That is what I must do." As he runs, he jumps off stage and runs. You notice as soon as this blood rain hits him, he stops for a second, and to any of you who would have just witnessed this, all of you would have just witnessed this recent implosion of chaos, expecting something bad to happen to him. He sort of stops for a second, catches his breath, slams his hand onto his upper arm, and continues to run off through this crowd, sort of finding the first person he can heal who's down on the floor, sort of convulsing, putting his hand on their chest and just trying to... You see this silver shining light come from his hand, and just as he runs into the crowd, more crowd goers run past, and you see that his form is just like covered by this growing horde of mutated things. You see next to you, Columbia, our friend Deucalion. You see he steps forward. What do you do?
I reach for him and try and pull him back and just like, Deucalion, please do not do you. What the fuck are you doing?
He feels a hand on his shoulder as he turns around, his obviously faceless expression as he wears this helmet to conceal his scars. He turns to you and says, I'm sorry. This is what is right. I'll find you. I promise. As he grasps your hand and thrusts himself forward, and with one hand places it on the bottom of the stage. His legs like flump over as he lands into the bottom of this, onto the bottom area of the marketplace, and sprints after Cady, holding his Templar focus in his hand, his healing focus in his hand, and runs off to try and assist one of these guards who is getting absolutely overthrown by these mutated people who are like clawing at him, ripping parts of his armor off. And then just as this guard falls to the ground and this one mutated creature is just about to jump onto him, it just gets grabbed from behind by Deucalion, who throws it onto the floor and just stamps on its chest and grabs the guard's arm by his wrist and pulls him up. What are you guys doing at this point in time?
I'm kind of just staring out and just like, why the he's just left me, what? And I'm just kind of staring at everyone around me and just, what do we do?
Grunter's just thinking they've lost their bloody marbles, mate. He's not going out there for nothing. He's staying under this cover. And yeah, he doesn't know why these two have just ran out like that, but
I think
we had to.
I think our safety comes first. They made their choice, and after Nick says that, I want to have a look around behind me if there's like some tarp or anything for cover.
Yeah, give me
behind me.
Give me just a quick investigation check, something that you can use to throw over to block this rain.
I'm wondering if, because there's curtains that are hanging down, if they are close enough for us to reach.
They're close enough for you to reach, yeah. I mean, they're about 5 feet up. It would take like a good yank, but these are like big 30-foot tarps of cloth each way.
That is fine. I will take out my scimitar and start cutting the strips off to try and make umbrellas.
Cool.
I have a question, because we're in a market. There's obviously going to be like fruits or vegetables or some other organic matter that was being sold, or at least I'm assuming so. Can I just have a kind of more focused look out into the stalls and see if there's any like vegetables or animals or anything else that is being touched by the blood rain also changing?
Sure.
To gauge if it's just people or...
Yeah, let's have a perception check. The crowd is erupting. Most of these stalls are being knocked over, people falling over them, but you can definitely have a look. With a 12, yeah, not too far from you. As I say, when you were walking into this, you realised stalls of all different things being sold, but quite close to you, you see a vegetable stall with like just baskets completely filled to the brim with different sort of fruits and vegetation from the land. The tarp has been fully knocked off of it, and you do see that this rain is just soaking. Green apples are turning red from the rain, but there is no sort of like rot or anything to do with it. Whatever this is.
Are there any animals?
Live animals?
Yes.
Yeah, so there would be, far in the distance, you would have taken note coming through here that there would have been a stall selling like live goats and things next to like the same stall. It would be quite like hard to watch, as like the same stall, it would have like them in the back, the live goats in the back, and then like hanging carcasses in the front sort of thing, ready to sell, and then fresh kill behind them. And yeah, you would definitely see them sort of like scattering or trying to get out of this pen, and their once white and brown fur getting completely turned and dyed red from this blood rain. But they seem to be just acting like normal goats still.
Okay, thank you.
Grunter is going to be pacing the front of the stage here. I think he's like in a, fight senses are going to be taking over. So he's just going to be looking at the scene in front of him and trying to engage any potential threats. I mean, are there any of these things in front of us? Do they see us? Is there attention on us?
At the moment, there is not. There are a lot of people you see them starting to devour other... It's not every citizen or every market goer that is being mutated. It is a lot of them, but it's not all of them. Some market goers are like falling to their feet, and as they sort of come to, the first one that you see is this quite elderly woman. As she sort of like falls to the ground, she starts coughing. She's wearing this like sort of scarf that's wrapped over her head, but not fully. As she falls to her knees and her hands slam into the ground, she starts coughing, and you see this horrible like red viscera just drop from her face. You see like parts of her skin drop off as she looks up towards the stage at you guys, like screaming. You see then she like slams back down to the floor with a bit more of like a violence. She then like her limbs start to snap. You see her back start to like sort of arch, and bits of bone start to like pop out of her spine sort of thing as she writhes up, and then you hear this like horrible like just this long elongated guttural screech come from her mouth as she sort of like leans back and arches herself to the sky, allowing all of this blood to continue just like drenching her. Her eyes then like turn this blistering red as you see that there is this man, this market goer, doesn't look very rich whatsoever. Probably got this he's got this like sort of half bandana on, which is like started to fall off as he falls backwards over someone as he's got pushed over, and he's watching this woman transform just as much as you are, and as he like scatters back with his hands along the floor, she clacks her neck, like you hear this horrible crack, and she just darts towards him at a speed which this elderly woman probably shouldn't be able to do, as she just darts, almost like gallops, like rips part of the ground off as she's like charging towards him, leaps into the air and just starts scratching at his face, biting at his neck and stuff. And yeah, most of these things are just completely occupied with other market goers trying to scatter, or they're in the midst of still transforming at this point.
We would get the 28-week later zombies and not the Walking Dead zombies.
Real quick, if Nyx were to scout towards the people that are transforming, essentially, are their eyes glowing blue?
No, they are glowing
like,
red.
Like before they transformed, like when they were still normal, were they blue?
I'm trying to. You can give me a perception check.
Okay.
I don't know why, but the music is not working on Roll20.
Nat 20.
With the Nat 20, you would know, you having a quick look around and having this Azura, this sort of energy that Yasaj was using on the ship, and this sort of blue energy that you've seen going through up until this point, having that recently in your head and looking towards everyone who is transforming rapidly, this is all happening at a very quick pace around you. You do not notice that distinction. If you're looking for it, you don't find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How am I getting on with my my umbrellas?
It's been a minute or so. Umbrellas is probably a tough.
Oh yeah, it's not with the framework or anything like that. Just something to hold over.
Yeah, you can definitely spend a minute just fully Mask of Zorro in it sort of thing, getting these tarps out to the point where you can wrap them over your heads. Yeah, you managed to make
I-
five covers.
As we watched,
I throw them all at my fellow slaves, and when I see that Columbia is seemingly petrified, I go up and I shove it into her hands, and I go, "He made his choice. Bravery often can be mistaken for stupidity. In this case, I think it is the opposite way around." And I will just start dragging her towards the edge of the stage and like pulling this thing over me and like as like a cloak.
Cool.
I think the best thing we can do right now is find a safe place. There are a lot of them, and I do not wish to die in this place.
I mean, safe is a very difficult thing to gauge right now. A roof that won't soak through,
so,
and then that's as safe as we can get.
have we all come to the conclusion, watching Deucalion run through, then if you are covered, and as long as the rain doesn't necessarily go into your body or maybe touch your skin, that you're not going to be affected? Have we all kind of come to that conclusion?
It would be a safe. It'd be a safe thing to surmise that. Yeah.
Okay.
However,
But-
Katie was not
Well, yeah,
covered.
he wouldn't wear anything though, was he? I thought he might have.
Yeah, Katie was not covered. You saw that the blood rain splashed onto him, and he took a moment of like staggered breathing. He then grabbed his arm and just carried on running into the fray to try and heal people.
Okay, are any of you guys covered? I don't know what you... Can you guys explain what you're wearing?
We just got a
I've
tarp
given-
from...
Yeah, I've given you all tops to
Okay, we've all
hold
got
over
top.
you.
Right. Where are we heading?
Did you...
Can I do some sort of check, maybe a perception or survival, to figure out if see any doors or any entries into buildings or
Yeah.
exits from this fucking place?
Yeah, let's have a
Can
let's have a
I help Yelena?
Yeah,
Just like kind of help point out like, oh, maybe this window, that door, something.
yeah. Yeah, go on, Nix.
We also all saw that...
Is this help
Golden-
action or is this help action or is this separate role?
I'm helping.
Yeah, you can have the help.
Okay.
We also we all saw that golden hawk on the crate, right?
Yes.
Which is better.
Yeah. Okay.
I doing perception 14.
There are loads of houses which are scattered around. Pelos is sort of like this jungle, especially the lower reaches, this sort of jungle of houses. I would say with a 14 from from where you are, the closest like open reaches that you can see, there are a few like bigger buildings with these like archways which are now starting to flood up with market goers, like just all cramming through them trying to get out of this rain. You would note that there's a lot of possible ways for you to go right now. There is a back entrance from this place where you've come in, but you're not familiar with this place whatsoever. You don't know what's behind you. You know the route from the docks to here, but in the way of you there is this emerging horde of mutated people.
Just for my clarification, so in terms of where we are right now and what we're looking at on the screen, you give us a north, south, east, west type thing?
Yes. So honestly, from the docks would be still classed as south to you guys. So like you would be like with your backs to the north of the city, but you would still be like sort of you took like a sort of a west trajectory as you were going through the docks, and then they led you like into the marketplace which was left. Yeah, we're gonna actually have to pull back on something because you have to use your scimitar to be able to cut something down. That we'll sort of have to retcon that on you just completely ripping them or using whatever sort of sharp tool is at your disposal there, because you do not have your scimitar. It is, you notice that it was put along in that crate along with the rest of your party's weapons, that crate that had that golden eagle sitting on. So
Shit. Okay.
Would that be
I'll see what I've got.
in front of us? In front of that blue, dark blue store.
Okay. So essentially, no scimitar, but we still have the tarps. Like,
yes,
ripped apart essentially. Okay.
Your tarps, yeah.
Okay.
How about we? So from our character's point of view, we jump down and we try and sneakily head to the right behind them storeways. We can try and get our crate of weapons, and if we sneakily move through the stalls, we come out by that big archway top left, which leads into one of the buildings.
I think that is a good idea.
I like this plan.
Call me crazy, but birds tend to guide the way. So perhaps that golden hawk is trying to show us something.
Yeah.
Birds show the way to land.
I'm thinking if we all head that way, and whoever's most sneakiest wants to head for the crate, and not it, then I think Grunt is.
I think we all go, and then we all sneak past the stalls towards the building, and then from there we go either left or right. Stick together.
Can we take oh yeah, go ahead, Elena.
Less talking, more going. Come on.
No, I might be able to help. You said sneaking. I know how to help us, and I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Nice, really cool.
Okay.
How's this look for Columbia?
For Columbia specifically, she will say the words under her breath because she's now been told to be sneaky, so she's trying to be really quiet, and what will happen is everyone will kind of just feel this presence within them. It will start like deep in their stomach, and then an overwhelming sense of, okay, I can sneak, this is it. But it's a really nice silent thing, Pass Without Trace.
Nice. Cool, so are you all sort of jumping down off stage and heading towards that then?
Sneakily.
Cool, you all should be able to move your characters.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make stealth checks.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone do me a stealth check, please.
That wasn't a terrible roll. 70 is plus 10, right?
Yeah, plus 10.
27.
Nice.
Oh, plus 10, 22.
23.
31.
So 22. With absolute ease, it's not difficult with the amount of screams which are coming from this crowd anyway. You sort of make yourselves you make your ways around this stage, climb yourselves down. Are you going for this crate as you now have? You've seen it where it is. You've located it, and the hawk is no longer anywhere to be seen. But yeah.
Yep, going for the crate.
Cool.
Yeah, me too.
It's easily
It's
easily openable. It's not locked. You all see your weapons in there, as well as just like an ensemble of other people's weapons as well. Other slaves that were left to be sold, or just sort of general guard weapons. So
Are there any shields?
in this crate, no. It's only it's probably about like 2 foot by 2 foot long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take all my shit.
Grab my daggers.
You do, however, stand in this marketplace at the moment, some of which the stalls are knocked over completely, but none of them are being manned at this moment in time. So if there is anything that anyone wants to look for specifically,
I will whisper to everyone to say, please stay close. This has only got a reach of so far before, like, I can't help you any further. Please stay close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to link arms with the druid. So
Where
we're
were
not
the
going fucking
goats?
anywhere.
Where was the what? Sorry, the goats.
goat.
They were down here, and there's like a small pen attached to the back of this this market stall.
Can
I'm
Grunt
gonna-
look? Oh, sorry, carry on.
I just wanted to ask if we could hop skip over there stealthily and let them go, because they're not affected by the rain, as we've seen, and they deserve a chance to run free.
For sure. I mean, you can. If how far is your passive out of trace, Columbia?
30 feet from me.
30 feet. So yeah, as soon as you get out of there, you're gonna have to do me a stealth check, please, Nox.
But Nox, do you mention it to anyone else?
Yes, I mentioned it out loud, like to everyone, that like I would like to go free those goats.
I will literally start like walking towards you, saying yes, please. Like
May I take a moment? I'm so sorry. I know I said less talking, more moving, but are we really taking a second to go and save some fucking goats?
Everything deserves freedom.
Grunter was
Everything
only
deserves freedom.
interested if he can keep one to eat later if he gets hungry.
There's a stall right in front of it which has like the carcasses. You probably could take one of those instead of. I mean, it's up to Grunt though. Whatever he would do is brutal about it. But
Just take it on already.
You have seen what is happening behind me, right? You have seen everything that is happening behind me. People are turning into monsters. Those monsters are eating people.
yeah, so this
You
is
want to
what
save goats.
Nox will link Columbia's other arm and start to go towards to just very quickly open the pens and then come back.
Okay,
I
well,
will keep hold of Yelena's arm as well. It's just like, just please come with me. I'm terrified here. Please come with me. This is one thing I can do good. My best friend is over there and I can't help him.
There had better be something valuable on the way. And I will
Question,
go with them.
real quick. So the goats are here, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are our goats? Sorry, where are our goats? There, okay, cool.
Right here.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the way we're going anyway, that's fine.
From the stage, were we able to see this archway, like this opening?
You'd see crowds and heaps of people going into it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the goats are on the way to where all the people are running, so I assume where people go, it's safety. So.
Well, while we're walking through these stalls, is there anything that of interest that Grunter would want to take, whether that be, I don't know, a weapons stall or something
There's no weapons. It's more like fabrics, textiles, jewels, food stands, like various spices and things that are being on offer. Just sort of like a general normal market goer stuff, like you wouldn't just have normal market goer Joe looking for a broadsword sort of thing. There'd be dedicated parts of the city which you could go to for that. This would literally just be sort of like wares and sales and stuff. So you could probably find like backpacks and stuff, satchels, anything sort of like rope for adventuring. If you want, you guys can spend. You can, if you would like, you guys can each spend 10 minutes sort of scavenging around this whilst Nox or Nyx releasing these goats, sort of concocting a makeshift sort of like travel backpack, like adventurer's pack.
I mean, might not be the worst idea if we're still in potentially our slavers where we don't want to look like that once we get out of here. I imagine we've probably been wearing this for the past how many weeks on the boat anyway, so I wouldn't mind looking for something a bit more fashionable.
I'm still just a quick question on that note. I'm still wearing what I was captured in, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I mean, upon seeing the jewels, Yelena would start filling pockets anyway. So
let's have a. I'll say you can, within the next 10 minutes, just starting to fill your pockets with jewels. You can accumulate over 250 gold pieces worth.
Nice.
Let's say that I would like a survival check from each of you, please, to see how well, as this rain still is coming down and they are only makeshift tarps, trying to keep every speck off you would be difficult.
Just as a note, I would also be looking for actual useful stuff as well.
Yeah.
Not that money's not useful, but
I think Nyx is just looking for a bag, some rope, maybe a sleeping bag, and some food.
Sure.
That's the only things that he looks for.
Sure. So
15.
Cool. Columbia?
I rolled a 23.
Nice, cool. You, Columbia, and Yelena, you would notice that it's pretty easy to sort of keep yourself shrouded. Columbia, I wouldn't imagine you moving around as much, sort of trying to scavenge. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Yelena, you would be conscious looking up to see which of the market stalls have the best sort of thickest covering, going in, grabbing what you can, filling up bags and stuff. You don't know what you're going to need. You don't know how much of this you're gonna actually require over the next however long. So using that quick wit, probably done a bit of plundering in your time, gathering all this stuff together. But Nyx, as you are sort of looking through the tarp for one of these things, as you are under it, you sort of take your tarp off to be able to have a better view of what to sort of grab. Mainly just looking out for you and Nox at this point in time, so grabbing 2 of everything and trying to shove it in these satchels that you find. This tarp just flies off the top of it, and as you look up, this droplet of rain just slams into your eye as you cover yourself with the tarp. You wipe your eye and you see this blood on your hand. You sort of run it through your fingers, so it sort of spreads across your finger, exposing the sort of your fingerprint a little bit more. Wondering what this means to you as you look back out into the crowd of chaos that's erupting out there. As you look over at Nox running for these goats sort of thing, you feel that boom, 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 your heart starting to beat. You give yourself a moment. You're sort of leaning on this market stall. You don't know who owns this market stall. Everything's starting to flush to the forefront of your brain. Is this it? Do I go out by this corruptive curse? What's starting to happen? You feel a sweat. You can it might be this placebo effect where you can feel that your throat's tightening sort of thing, and you do have this clenching into your chest for a split second before this burning sensation on the outer side of your right arm. And looking to it quickly, you're going to take 1 point of damage as you see, not burning, but almost being slit and carved by this invisible force, this rune being carved into your arm, and you see this rune slowly starting to emerge into your skin. And just as it finishes, you hear these words in your head. You hear Imbohan just echo through your mind. And at the exact same time, Grunter, you are sort of doing the same, a little bit less graceful, running through this marketplace, sort of grabbing what you can. If you were looking for one of these carcasses of these goats, there's 3 of them on hooks just in the stall in front of where Nox would be. Sorry, trying to free these goats. You hook one of these off if this is what you want to do, and you turn around, and there is this market goer that's just running past, and he falls and splashes into this puddle of blood on the floor, this rainwater puddle filling with blood, and it just splashes all up you in this carcass of this goat that you are carrying, drenching your arms and your face in this blood. And as you drop this carcass and sort of exactly the same as what Nyx was feeling. You feel like this might be the end for you. You sort of drop to your knees a little bit. That boom, 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 boom. You can hear that heart beating rapidly in your chest before you feel this horrible surge of heat go up your neck, and you are starting to feel this warmth in your blood. And as a very large individual, you feel it like more violently attacking this nervous system that you have before it all just, it's weird, it feels like it's all pulled out of every part of your body and shoves into this one part on your right arm. And again, you will see this rune starting to emerge in your skin, carved into your skin, taking 1 point of damage. Nox, you start to free these goats. There is a pen, and there is 5 of them in this pen. They at first seem... well, give me an animal handling check.
I can absolutely do that. For what it's worth, I'm opening up the pens. I'm not trying to, like, goad them into escaping or anything. I'm just opening the pens, giving them the option.
That's fine.
I was with you to go and open them so I could give the help action as well.
Sure. They are, although considering with a 4, cool, with the 21 with the help action. Considering everything is going on around them, the least of their worries is someone coming like in their close vicinity, to sort of allow them out. They understand that where they come in, they sort of go out, if they do go out at all. So as soon as you unlock that, they sprint, and a lot faster than you think, and with a natural one of them knocks you completely out of the way against this wall. Your tarp falls, and this gathering puddle of blood on top of this tarp here, just the supporting beam just sort of breaks under the weight of people that have been running into the other one and knocking it, breaks, and you are completely drenched in this blood. With a natural 1 on your survival check, Columbia, you watch as Nox sits, like slams back against this wall. Nox, you see this series of visions, these series of images of something you cannot yet nor probably ever be able to explain. There are shifting sands. There is an immersion of a second sun, a red sun, which sits next to this huge yellow sun in the middle of the day. You watch these temples rise from the sands, as in where what would make up the structure of them should be stone. It's not. It's grains of sand, almost like these huge monolithic sand castles sprouting into the sky. You don't even know if you are looking through your own eyes at this point in time, as you stand at this sort of center of creation in this desert. You follow this monolithic structure, this tower of sand, upwards as it grows, and all of this sand falling off it sort of flies around in the air, creating this huge dust storm around you. You see that the blue and white of the sky is completely overshadowed by this red glare of this second sun. You would hear some sort of mumbling ancient language in the background of the rumbling of this huge monolithic tower setting forward in front of you. You would then see these runes start to appear in the sky, these blood red runes, before you hear the untangible words, this word repeated over and over, this umbelu. You scream, Columbia, you see Nox scream, Nyx, you back out of whatever trance this is, because the one thing which is going to bring you back into reality is the sound of your sister, and you hear her bellowing through the now growing sounds of moans and screams from the crowd. As you look over, you see your sister holding her ears and screaming. Columbia, you watch and you see this rune growing on her arm as she looks at you, and her eyes are blood red for a moment, as then they turn back to her normal colour. The word comes out of her mouth. You hear in Nox's voice, you hear Umbrella, as she passes out straight to the ground. Columbia, what do you do?
I scream. I literally scream, and then she is completely uncovered. I will rush to her and just try and cover her the fuck up so more blood does not get to her. And I just literally scream for Nyx. Like, I am very fucking petrified right now of everything that's going around, and she is so flustered, doesn't know what the right thing is to do.
Cool.
So, hearing that, Nyx is darting over instantly, standing next to his sister. He bends down and sort of lifts her and try to, like, those carrying methods, like, on his shoulder, and I want to dart to, like, a wall or somewhere that is completely covered.
Okay. Cool. Gruntar, how are you feeling at this moment in time? What are you doing?
Grunter's probably really, really shaken up. Like, I imagine he's just found a bit of cover. He's probably breathing quite heavily, just trying to, get a bit of focus back. He's not scared of much. He's killed people in the fighting pits growing up. He's fought giant boars, but something like this, where it takes inside his body, where he can't physically fight it probably scares him quite a bit. So he's probably just shaken up a bit, trying to find himself.
Cool. Yelena?
I see it, and I inside I feel sorry and loss, and I think back to the moments that led up to us being here and who I have lost, and how upset this brother is over his sister. And something inside of me tells me to make a quip and ignore her and run away and leave them because they are not your friends. But instead I reach to grab another tarpaulin and try and cover them both a bit more.
Perfect. Nyx, as you pick your sister up, she is breathing, but she is cold to the touch. No paler than she was before for a Shadar Kai, but she is undoubtedly unconscious. As Yelena runs over and shrouds you all with this larger bit of tarp which they have ripped from one of these stalls, you all sit under cover, and you now see this huge crowd which was running into this archway that you are all sort of making for. You start to see people running the fuck out of there. They are screaming louder than the ones in the marketplace as you see them sort of trampling over each other to all sort of scatter. You see some of these goats that have sort of been freed sort of scattering through the marketplaces as well. As these people start running out, you see a number more of these mutated figures. Just like, there is horrible scenes of like some of them like trampling and just like ripping faces off, like tearing arms off, sinking teeth into people, and it is then you hear this huge sort of like horn blast in the more southern reaches of the marketplace, and as you hear it blast, you start to hear this like coordinated shouting of men as this battalion of elite Pelos city guard start trampling through the southern part of the city, and you watch them without any hesitation using these golden gilded spears to just stab into the mutated people's heads as one of them just like runs and gallops for them. They have this coordinated move as they sort of move out of the way. Some of them hit them with the back of the spear whilst one's behind like leap over, and you for a second you truly see this episode of why these are worthy of this higher armor. You see their like massive golden shoulder plates, their huge chest plates. These are a very coordinated elite set of guard in comparison to the other guards, which are just getting absolutely swarmed by these mutated figures. And as they run in and they're literally plowing through these crowds of mutated civilians, you see some of them section off this way towards this archway that you was heading towards. Some of them section off towards the statue in the center to be able to sort of like disperse what's going on or save some of their fellow guardsmen. And it's at this time where you see this shine behind you, this golden shine. And if anyone was to take notice, I think Nick, as you are holding Nox in your arms, this light, this golden light from all the way back from behind this stage, a few of these market stalls down, it shines, and the only thing to take your eyes off your sister would be that as you look up and you all see stood around 15 feet away from you this fairly small humanoid figure in this black robe, which is accented by this golden chain around his neck, and he's hooded. He stands there, his face is somewhat obscured at this point, but you do see like specks of a beard coming through. He stands to you with these like golden eyes for a second, which then fade. And the rest of his face is sort of silhouetted, and you hear echoing through the ongoing distant screams, this horn still bellowing, you hear him say, "If you do not come with me now, you will be lost to them. I suggest you make your choice," as he turns and just very nonchalantly just walks towards the back of this stage.
I look to Yelena.
Hearing this, Nick starts walking. Guys, I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I'm taking my sister to safety. I will place my life on this stranger.
And I start walking.
I'll follow.
Yeah, Grunt will start walking.
As Columbia walks, she kind of gives one last look to Decalion just to see if he's still okay, if he's still there, if this weird rain has taken him or not. Like, she wants to go over to try and drag him with, but...
Let's have, give me a perception check. To see if you can sort of spot him in this.
That's a 10.
A 10. As you are walking, the sort of, imagine sort of like the poles of these market stalls where you are sort of somewhat obstructing, and then you can see a bit, and then it will be obstructed by some tarp and a pole, and then you can see a bit of what's going on in the distance. You do, however, see a brief glimpse of Katie and Ducalion sort of back to back, kicking some of these mutated people out of the way. You see a guardsman bleeding at their feet really quickly. You see Grunter grab the back, sorry, not Grunter, you see Ducalion grab the back of Katie and run him towards these elite guards as they sort of both collapse and roll at their feet, and these elite guards sort of crowd around them and stab some of the mutated civilians to get them out of the way, sort of thing. So this is what you see in very quick snippets as you are sort of like following to keep pace, as this figure in front of Nyx and Nox is like, "Keep up!" and continuing through this sort of like alleyway down the back of this stage where you all were. But yeah, you do still see them. And as you are sort of following these, you're sort of following this man down there, Grunter, as you are sort of like, I assume sort of at the back of the pack with your back sort of like walking backwards, ready to follow the others. This fucking guard who's completely afflicted with this blood rain just drops from a very high sort of like watchtower, slams in front of you and just splats there for a second before just sits up and like looks towards you. What do you do?
Grunter's not going to hesitate. He's just going to go up, leg up, bang, like stamp his foot in this guy's face.
Cool. This thing is prone at the moment, so you can do me an attack roll with advantage.
Would that be a unarmed strike?
Unarmed strike with advantage, yeah. But you can add your strength modifier as for attack damage.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll just take that one, 23.
Yeah, so it will be a 4 plus your strength modifier. That D4 plus your strength.
4 plus 5.
Oh, fucking is it? Yeah, you splat this thing's head in as it's sort of like just with your boot of your foot just slams the head of this thing. It's sort of like still partially armored, so some of the armor like cuts into its face, but like taking its life force out, and you do realize that like it is possible to kill these things. But you all leave the brunt of this marketplace and head down this sandstone alleyway. Following this man, you see Nyx, as you are trying to keep up with him. It's almost like he is a little bit too quick as he's turning corners, and you would turn the same corner and you would see him like right at the edge of that alleyway turning again, so you'd like quicken up. Let's just have a complete dexterity check from everyone at this point in time.
I'm assuming I don't.
No, sorry, Nyx, not you. Nox even, sorry.
So
Straight dexterity.
Yeah, just straight dex.
Well-
I have a question.
Yeah.
18.
So I have that one bonus action where I can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does that count if I carry someone? Can I do that whilst carrying someone?
Probably not, no. Are you on about your special feat? Your
No, it's the blessing of the...
The Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I don't, unless it specifies that you can't do it with
It
someone
says-
carrying, by carrying something.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, why not? I mean, especially with this amount of adrenaline running through Nyx at this point in time, I think we can get that. Just be aware that whoever would be probably following suit would probably be Yelena. You want to make sure that they can still follow you through this like maze of alleyways sort of thing, unless that is not your fucking priority.
It's no. So the thing that Nyx is currently thinking, if he turns the first corner and he sees the man already going around the next corner,
Yeah.
he would do that,
Okay.
like the blessing of the Raven Queen, to get to that end,
Yeah.
so he can see where he goes after that.
Sure. Cool. With a 5 from Grunter on the dex check, you would, as you are sort of like back of the pack,
Right.
making a run for the rest of them, you see people running out of like back alleyways, like skittering through past you, one of which, like as you're running, just completely trips and you both have a tumble into this like crate next to you, which shatters upon impact. As it's still sort of raining, you just sort of like lose sight a little bit of the rest of the group, but get to your feet and try and run and catch up. Columbia, what did you roll on your dexterity save, on your dexterity check?
I forgot to add my dex mod,
Let's go.
so it's 16 in total.
A 16 in total. Same thing, loads of people are sort of running in front of you and you're trying to catch up with Nyx carrying Nox, as one of them, you see this child run out, and you see like he was holding onto his brother's arm, or you assume just an older kid's arm, as like you guys sort of collide, but not fully slam into each other, but like you try and like move this kid out of the way, and he lets go of his brother's arm and like sort of tumbles and hits flat. Is there anything that you do?
I would actually stop to try and help the kid up.
Cool. You see he looks up at you and he's sort of like, he's crying profusely, and he's trying to speak to you in his common tongue, or in this sort of like off common tongue, which you don't quite understand with the amount of like erupting sound going on around you. And as you like sort of bent down to with your hands on this kid's shoulder, you see his older brother just like grab him and just rip him out of your arms, and then just like scatter off down. It's at this time, Yelena, is there anything you're doing at this point in time? Are you just scattering after Nix and Nox?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, trying to keep up as best I can.
Mm-hmm. What did you roll on your dex? Sorry.
18.
18, cool. And Nix, what did you roll on your dex?
19.
19, perfect. Yeah, so Columbia, you get to your feet and you can just start to see, as Grunter is running up next to you, you can just start to see in the distance Yelena getting off around this corner sort of thing, and there are a few people in front of you. What do you guys do? Grunter and Columbia.
I literally, if I see the corner that they're turning, I will just continue to that corner and just try and catch up with someone that I recognise their face.
Cool.
That is the only thing that I want. I want to just be with someone that I sort of know.
Yeah. Go on.
So I do think, since Nix is 30 feet, Nix and Nox are 30 feet ahead, I think since he's carrying Nox over one shoulder and just sort of holding her like that, I think he would grab one of his daggers and just like make an X quickly on the sandstone wall, so people know where to go if they lose sight of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaving somewhat of a, I'll have everyone do a sort of a perception check. We'll have everyone who's behind you. Yelena, you probably wouldn't have to because you're keeping up with them, but definitely Columbia and Grunter. Let's have a perception check from you guys.
What's my perception? That's an 11.
An 11.
Actually, can I do something else?
Yeah.
I want to summon my flock of familiars.
Okay.
And three ravens, and I want to send 2 of them to the people that are farthest behind, to stick with them, because the ravens can find the way back to me.
Really cool. Out of nowhere, you guys see these black ravens just appear and perch on each of your shoulders, Grunter, Yelena, and Columbia, giving you this sort of reassuring feeling as you have seen them before. All sort of, if you were to turn one way, which you're not really too sure, through this maze of houses, through these alleyways, you would hear this like squawk, as you would immediately know to like not to go that way, sort of thing, running back. It doesn't take long for you guys to reach this back street where, Nix, you turn this final corner and you see stood in front of you this huge, not very well painted, but definitely comparative to like some of the wagons and stuff that you've seen coming into this city, as well as just the normal sort of living conditions of these people around you, the sort of houses, this sort of shanty vibe. You see this wagon, or this coach, which is just standing out in the middle of this like erupting crowd around you guys. As you guys have moved around 10-15 minutes out of the main marketplace, it's mostly now you start to see people running in their houses and slamming the doors. You see some people like shifting to underground sort of like dugout levels with tarps over them, sort of thing, just still looking up. We'll have a on that perception that everyone's just done. In fact, no, let's have a fresh perception, because only 2 of you did that. But Nix, you do see in front of you. Nix, if you want to do this perception check as well.
Yeah, sure.
You do see this huge wagon in front of you, or this cart, if you will, which
10.
is 10. Perfect. Which at the front of it there is this creature. Something you may or may not have seen before, but probably not. You see this creature with this body of a horse, but it's got these sort of claws where hooves would be. You see this, it's covered in a shawl, but like the snout of it almost looks beaked. As you see it standing there just ready to be able to pull this thing, and sat on the top of this thing holding the reins is this shrouded individual, this man that you've all seen. And he looks down at you, Nix, and he says, put her in, we need to go. And as the rest of you catch up, as you see Nix starting to load Nox into the back of this wagon, assuming you all get in, unless any part of you wants to stay here.
Nix is getting in.
Cool.
Without any regret or hesitation.
Yeah. What did everyone get on perception checks?
11.
16.
16.
23.
23. Columbia, with a 23, you notice that this rain has stopped. You also notice that on your arm, without any sort of effects, negative or otherwise, that had come, you see this, you look and you see this like blood on the cloth of your arm, and as you like lift it up, you see this rune on your skin, but yours is more now healed and cauterized and just a bit darker skin tone than your skin. Yelena, I think with your perception as well, you would notice this once you've gotten to a point which has become a bit less chaotic. With a 23 on perception though, Columbia, I think it's very possible that at this point, other than the rain stopping, you would have heard along the way.
Sorry, she's just gone to answer the door.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Getting into this wagon then, it's definitely big enough for all of you to get in. Nox, you are unfortunately still unconscious at this point. There are flashing images of gold and red. You can hear this like this wailing desert this whole time. Columbia, I just said on that perception check as well, what you would have heard running through these crowds is although it's sort of like babble and gibberish, you would have heard, and like a language that you don't understand, mixed with words that you might understand, you would have definitely heard the reoccurring word Ankanen being repeated as people would point to the sky, to the rain cloud hanging over the marketplace. Ankanen is dead! Ankanen! Constantly repeating the word Ankanen, and looking scared, very, very scared. Yeah. As you also go on.
I was just gonna say, Nix and Nox are currently in the wagon. Yes, the carriage.
Yeah, as the other ones are running into the carriage as well.
I think with whatever clean cloth Nix has, he's gonna like wipe his sister's face off. And I want to, with our special little thing, I want to whisper something in her mind, just to see if it comes true. I will roll 1d6 before I do that.
Yeah.
Which is a 6, nothing happens, perfect. And essentially just say, come back, don't leave me. And just a couple times on repeat.
Cool. You all load into this wagon as slams on these reins, and you guys instantly get like pulled back in this wagon as it sets off through the marketplace. You have no idea of the direction where you are going, only that this is safer than where you have been before. And as you sort of like hold on to the interior of this wagon, Nyx, you are profusely trying to connect to your sister at this point in time. Nox. Sand. Grains, millions of grains of sand. You feel them scraping past your face like millions of tiny blades of glass. You feel beneath you, as your vision is complete blackness, you feel beneath you the cold clumps, grains of sand as they sift through your fingers. You try to focus and drop it all, and as you drop it, your vision returns to you, and you look down and you can only see your feet buried like a foot into these sands. You look ahead, and far, far in the distance you see again this monolithic structure of sand now created and solidified to this temple. There is this Colosseum smashed into this temple, but sort of turned to a 45-degree angle, sort of buried into the structure of these huge towers. You see thousands of hands erecting from the sands around them, each made of sand. They're just sort of like reaching towards the sky. As you look up to the sky, you see these two suns. You see them, you notice them as the ones that you were introduced to as Agura and Sunus. You see Sunus, this huge white and yellow golden sun, dimming and dimming and dimming, just as Agura is brightening and brightening and brightening, this crimson red, engulfing the land, which would be this sandy colour, these dunes everlasting, now turning red. You see, as you blink and almost will it so, almost as if you have this subconscious premonition that it's going to happen. You blink and boom, the suns have eclipsed each other. So you now see this like black circle in the sky surrounded by this red ring. The structure in front of you, all of these hands just sink to the sands and dissipate and just blow off in the wind. You see and hear the cheers of crowds coming from this Colosseum, which is buried into this structure. You then hear the screams of people in this huge tower, but coming from the bottom of it. You feel a scratching on your arm as you look down to it, and you see this blood red rune just dripping with your own blood. And as all of these sounds, the wind, the screams, the cheers, they all come to this like climactic point, and you hear as they build to that specific point where you're gonna scream again, it all stops and you hear your brother's voice just saying, "Come back to me. Come back to me." Nox, what do you do?
How strong do I feel the connection with my brother at this moment?
He is, you cannot see him. You can hear him upon the winds. You can feel his arms wrapped around you, as you can almost like see this like golden imprint over your arm. And it is when you try and focus on it, you see amongst all of this sand and amongst all of this like dust storm around you, you see this one singular black feather just slow motionly float in front of you and land in the sand as you can feel him a lot closer now.
Okay, do I want to do the risky thing? No, I don't. I will... Actually, I do. This is going to sound silly, but can I, like, actually wipe some of the sand that's, like, literally everywhere around onto my blood and let it fall back into this place and then try and go towards my brother?
Sure.
Like, I want to leave a piece of myself here, kind of, without maiming myself more.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up the clump of this cold sand and slam it onto where this rune has been carved into your arm, sort of filling it. And you watch as this coagulated droplet of blood just leaves in the sand behind you, and you now walk towards this monolithic structure which your brother's voice is coming from. And as you look behind you, you are leaving a trail of not only blood droplets in the sand, but black feathers are a trail behind you now as you hear your brother's voice. Come back to me, come back. In the winds, but there is definitely a focus point far, far in the distance. You walk for, could be 5 minutes, could be 5 hours. You're not sure in this point. Wherever your mind has taken you, time and space does not coincide properly. You walk forward towards this structure which now has appeared towering over you, miles overhead, as you see it almost looks like a child has used loads of different buckets to make loads of different sand sculptures and then just smash them all together. As there are buildings, there are statues, there is this huge coliseum, there are these huge rising towers, there is this like sort of upside down pyramid buried into it, but the only thing which will give you passage through it is this huge archway of darkness. And as soon as you step foot close to this archway, all of that like racing noise just cuts out completely, and you hear this voice coming from the other side of this tunnel, which at first sounds like Nyx. It sounds like the person you have been chained together with for all this time. Sounds familiar, it sounds like home. Not that Nox and Nyx have ever had one. Sorry.
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, I didn't mean that to be funny. But hey, you know, homelessness is not a joke, guys. But it sounds like your brother for a split second, until that tone grows softer. And the words are still the same, but then change. You hear, come back to me, come back to me, come back to me, in Nyx's voice, and then, come back, child. This is not the will of time. This is not the will of the love I hold for you. You see sprout out of this darkness this huge grey hand with silver veins wrapped around it, and just at the cusp of where like a sleeve would be, there are hundreds of blackened feathers reaching out towards you.
I go.
You're reaching out for the hand.
Oh yes. Cool. I am reaching out for the hand, and I will pass it.
This hand, it's massive, so like your actual hand could probably just grab the tip of its finger, but as you just go to touch it, there is this huge silver shine, a massive flash, and you wake up in Nyx's arms, coughing as this you are in the back of this wagon. What's everyone doing in the back of this wagon as you have been in it for around 10 minutes or so now?
It's probably, I don't know, depending where I'm sat, maybe looking at the back, just taking in the scene, probably quite concerned for Nix and Nox, but without, overstepping too much.
Yeah. Let's have a perception check from you, Grunto, if you're looking out the back of this. Yellow?
I have climbed into the front with the man who is driving and saying, "Who the fuck are you and where the fuck are we and what the fuck is going on?"
He's sitting above. He's sitting above on like this chariot sort of seat. You'd have to like open the door and climb up and go around, which you can do if you want to. Yeah, cool. As you swing open the door and come up and sit next to him, shouting, "Who the fuck are you? What is it that you want?" As he's trying to sort of steer this horse-like creature through these very narrow streets, you would notice, and Grunter, you would also notice this, that your trajectory has been inclining up through Pelos, up through the western side of Pelos. One thing you would see is this huge western hawk, which is made of complete sandstone, and in some parts it looks like golden metal as its wings spreads out over the western part of the city. You would have been sort of like circulating it for the past 10 minutes. Grunter, you would have been watching like city goers, the chaos sort of depleting as you get further away from that marketplace. But Yelena, as you come out and you ask, "Who the fuck are you?" You hear him say, as he's riding, it's still quite loud, he goes, "That's no way to speak to someone who wanted to save you."
It is the perfect way to speak to someone when they have not introduced themselves and we are just running from a fucking undead horde.
Because you think this is a time for introductions? We will have time for this.
I don't have much to do, unless you want me to drive.
Last thing I would want you to do is drive. This thing doesn't even obey me half the time. As he starts to like slam on its back, sort of thing. He goes, "All will be revealed. Please get back inside before someone sees you."
I'm just gonna give him a very, very stern look, and then get back inside.
Cool. Columbia, how's Columbia feeling at this point in time? Or what's she doing?
You're muted.
It's okay.
It had to happen eventually, guys.
It did,
had to happen. Columbia is looking at the twins, and she has been since we got in there. Like, what the hell is going on? What did she just witness? She is trying to get the courage because she remembers once she came across an animal which was completely petrified. The poor thing just wouldn't move. It was sat there, and she managed to cast a spell which helped it, and it bounced right back. And she's trying to go through internally of, can she do this? It's not something she's ever been able to do consistently, and she's just rumbling through. And then just seeing Nox twitch a little bit and everything, she's just a little bit fascinated by this and just hoping and praying that she comes back. She just obviously doesn't want this person to be hurt. She's she's trying to steel herself, but not doing the greatest.
Cool. And as Yelena comes back into the wagon, into the main body of the wagon, that's when life comes back to Nox. Nox, what's your instant feelings at this point in time?
Do I remember like all of the vision I've seen?
Absolutely everything of it.
I will first hug my brother, and I will whisper into his ear that I was somewhere, and I left my blood there, and you left your feather there. And then I will turn back to the rest of the party and explain, not that I'm hiding things, but very vaguely, like the sand, the structure, the monolith, the two suns. But for now, I leave out the eclipse.
Okay.
Because I think we've had enough adrenaline for one day.
Cool. What about Nix? What's he feeling? What does he do?
Relief Narod's sister has come back to herself, I guess is the best way to put it. And then he would tell or whisper also to Nox, oh, we can talk about that later. And then he would turn to the rest, to Yelena, and say, thank you for getting that extra tarp. And then to Columbia, thank you for being there with her. Then to Grunter, you as well, thank you for being there.
Don't count on it all the time. It was a momentary, strange aberration of kindness.
Kindness goes a long way. I won't forget this.
I owe you
Please try
all
to.
of my life.
I have a reputation.
Yelena, give me a perception check.
Ooh, that was good. 22.
You say the words, you have a reputation, and sort of like sit back, I imagine, like quite not defeated but awaiting, not really showing much weakness to the people around you, just anxiously waiting for what's about to come next. You have this like, you have this itch on your arm, which is just, uncomfort is something that you're used to, but like a sudden, you know, like a sudden mosquito bite, you just slap it, but this feels like some sort of like bruise, and it's annoying you for a minute as you sort of like roll your sleeve up. You see this brand on your arm. Healed or scarred, it's risen, but it looks more bruised than fresh. And I'd say at this point, with the perception checks that we've had, I'd say you start to notice that on each and every one of the people in the car as well, unless anyone is choosing to keep it concealed.
Well, Nyx has it concealed, but I think he would like rub his arm where it was sometimes, so that would be of note.
Just to double check. Sorry, it's just I forgot Kaz's character's name. Columbia, who has like healed a lot. Like, is that the same for the rest of ours, or?
So it's only Columbia's and Yelena's which have sort of like partially healed, like healed scars. Imagine a scar that's been healed for a year or so.
Yeah.
So it's still like sort of a deep scar that's been like raised over, so it's got that like sort of bump over it.
Okay.
All of yours are still very fresh. And I think, Nyx, if you were to look down to your sister, you would see a few grains of sand in hers.
Do I recognize the language?
This is a symbol. You know, just for roll's sake, everyone give me a religion and or history. Give me a religion or history check.
Everyone?
Everyone, yes.
I am shitty at both. Oh, actually,
I have
not
either
too
a
bad.
+1 or a +1.
Let's go history 19.
Yep, history 19 as well.
History 16. Not as good.
Grunter,
So the option's religion or history, or did
Yeah.
I just make that up?
Religion or history, yeah.
11.
And Nick got an 8. None of you recognise what the fuck this is.
Damn it.
Cool.
Wonderful. Okay.
That was helpful.
I think Columbia isn't actively trying to hide hers, but she is not talking about it because currently I don't feel like she has noticed it on anyone else just yet, because she's in her own little world at the moment. She's worried that no one else has it because she's very fucking aware of it on herself right now. But yeah, not actively trying to hide it from anyone else.
If I'm noticing that others have it, I will not hide it, and I will look around and I will say, looks like we're all in the same sinking boat.
Yeah.
You
Without
mean
a fucking
carriage.
bucket.
Grunt's probably not really.
It's a
I mean, he's
metaphor.
got, I don't know if I've said before, Grunt has got tattoos and that, so he's probably thinking it's really cool. He's probably just looking at it thinking, yeah, it looks badass.
When I look at mine, is there like little pieces of sand stuck in it, or
Yeah.
like what does?
Yeah, I said that a minute ago. If Nyx was to look down at
Oh.
Nyx's, he would see a few grains of sand in
Okay.
Nyx's.
Yeah. Real quick, my ravens, are they flying above the carriage?
Are they? It's up to you. Are they in
Yes,
the carriage?
they are
That's
flying
fine.
above the
They're flying
carriage.
above. Are you trying to have a look through their eyes?
I think I will do that, but first I want to grab an apple out of the satchel, and I want to give that to my sister,
Cool. Yeah.
just to have something to eat.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would probably be of note that anything that you guys sort of like grabbed from the marketplace, you would be just sort of like sorting through at this point in time. I'd probably say between you all, you grabbed the contents of a standard adventurer's pack. So, you know, you can have your 30-foot of rope and stuff, the nails, the lock-picking tools and stuff like that. You would be able to find that sort of stuff, as well as some food for the journey. You would all probably be very fucking hungry from your time at sea and being dragged through. You probably would have found water skins and stuff, so keeping your hydration up and using this very short journey to have a short rest. Yes.
Did I find any alcohol?
Let's say you found a bottle amongst. So let's say you were grabbing all these jewels and you found up to 250 gold's worth, and then the one thing that caught your eye far in like a stall over was these hanging bottles of wine. You know how they look, sort of hang with like a cross-hatch basket over them, like those sort of wine bottles. And you just you left the you could have probably grabbed another 50 gold pieces worth of diamonds, but Yelena's just straight, fuck this, grab the fucking wine. And then saw all the commotion going on with Nox and Nyx and Columbia and stuff, ran over, grabbed the tarp, all of that.
Okay.
Looking through the eyes of your ravens flying overhead, what I was saying earlier, that Grunther was seeing the incline of this land going upwards. Part of it is covered in shadow as you pass through areas which are underneath the giant wing of one of these statues of these hawks. You would notice that the higher up you get, the better looking some of these houses get, as they have a more ancient structure to them. They haven't been built on as much. There's a bit more like natural vegetation, like palm trees and just sort of different sort of shrubberies around them. You would notice that, like, even on some of the streets, some kids are still like out playing, not really noticing what happened in the square down in the lower reaches, sort of thing. You are still very much in the lower reaches. You can see through your bird's eyes that, like, far in the distance past this giant statue of this hawk is these huge 200-foot sandstone walls which segregate the lower reaches of Pelos and the upper reaches of Pelos. As the cart that you're in, the wagon that you're in, sort of goes by houses, you would hear confused sort of people standing at their doors, sort of like covering their eyes from the dust particles, like looking over into the lower reaches, just trying to figure out what's happened, as now the skies have returned to normal, the rain has stopped, and the fading sounds of like screams and chaos has completely faded off into the distance by this point, and it is only wind that races past these hawks and past these ravens. And you would see birds and stuff in the sky as the ravens fly high and low. You would pass under these bridges, all with you now start to see these sort of coloured, not ribbons, but like long strewn pieces of tarp as the cart goes under and your ravens fly over, sort of thing. And you do start to see the essence of this land as far in the distance. There are these huge mountainous ranges of sandstone cliffs and mountains in the distance. And it's as you are all sat in this wagon for another 10, 15 minutes, he is keeping up speed of this creature, just and just like racing through the upper part of this city. You pass through somewhat large patches of unused area, like things haven't been built here, or maybe there are like ruined houses here. There's like a little bit of like a dried farmland, and then you come to this sort of like rocky not outpost, but like rocky part of this upper city cliff, which then you start to see a mass of vegetation. You start to see gardens that have been well kept. You start to see large walls which have like decorated and engraved artwork into them. And it is then when you come to this large gate, as the wagon starts to slow down, you see two guardsmen in front, as your ravens sort of land onto the top of the wagon. Now, as it's not going fast, they don't have to keep up flight with it. They stand and like sort of croak as they watch and tilt their heads at what's going on in front of them. And they would see two men standing with spears, dressed in a different coloured attire. You would take note that they are dressed in a different coloured attire to the Pelosian City Guard. It's no longer reds and golds. It's more like whites and silvers, as they're wearing the same tabard. They instantly open the gate for the man who's riding who's controlling the wagon, the caravan. And you go through to this garden, this long driveway, this straight driveway, which sort of surrounds this sandstone fountain, which is active and water's coming out of it. You see a few workers in the gardens as you now come to this very, very nice looking ludus, this 3-story building with pillars surrounding it. It still looks like the ages of time have eroded this building, but the caravan comes to a stop as you are all sort of thrust forward. You feel the shake of the wagon that you're in as the person gets off. You hear some mumbling outside as the door is opened. You now see, standing in front of you, you now see this man as he takes down his shawl. He looks at you all. You see this man with a short beard, which is sort of like ponytailed at the bottom of it, with this sort of goatee. He has gold accented jewelry all over. The one thing that you would notice straight away is this huge scar in his left eye. His left eye would actually be missing, with this huge scar through it, as his hair looks purposely disheveled or trimmed in a way which, like, if he was sort of like left alone, he would probably have a mass amount of hair from his body, from his face, but it's kept and shaven in a nice way. You see gold accented trimming on his undercloak, on his actual clothes, as he takes this cloak off, hands the cloak to a servant, and the servant takes it inside. You see he has these like runic tattoos going down his face, and this man, no taller than 5.5 feet tall, is very elderly, probably in his 70s, this human man, as he goes, "You will be safe here. For now, I promise you this. Come. I'm sure you're all in need of a rest which doesn't involve pot brick broads."
I think as he says that, Nyx's first reaction would be, "Why are you helping us?"
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Nyx and Nox at the same time, in unison, as perfect twins. So,
Why are you helping us?
there is a lot at stake here. And alas, I do not I cannot afford to ignore the signs of the sun.
What signs?
He looks down to your arm as you try to partially conceal it. There are many things which Ishara shows me, and there are many things which she does not. I have to interpret her wishes, and I have to interpret the things she does not wish for me to know just yet. And that's where you all come in, I guess. Something different was about you. I had hoped to buy you, and I'm quite glad I didn't have to spend the extra gold. But, regardless.
May I run an insight check to see if he's being, like, a genuinely good person, or if he's
I was
lying?
gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah, you guys asking, anyone who wishes to give me an insight check.
Nat 20.
No shit.
Me too! What?
No fucking way. No
Twin power.
fucking way. Literally, hold on, it's a fucking, that's nuts.
Insane!
That's
Insane!
fucking nuts. Oh my god. I have to show this, both of them got a natural fucking.
I remember specifically someone saying that, like, oh, Shatterkite, oh, Raven Queen, oh. Must have been the wind.
Yeah, it must have been. With a double natural 20, looking for the same signs that you guys are used to. You guys are very quick at judging people based on their first impression to you. You've been fooled before. You've been tricked heinously. Some people have been amazing to you in your younger teenage years, to the point where you have to sort of like perhaps fight each other to convince each other, like, no, this is a good guy, no, something's off about this person, which then later on turned into, weeks later, being tortured by that same person who offered you food at that point in time. But your wits are so ahead of you now that even after all of that chaos, even after being offered sanctuary, having a safe journey through to a much nicer part of this place, the nicest place that you've seen on this continent so far, it is drilled into both of you to question, who is it that is in front of us right now, and what are his intentions? And as he looks at you with his one eye, you notice there is a genuine hope in his eye that you will comply, not only because he's risked his neck to save you, but because you notice that he's looking at you all, especially down to these runes that are on your arm, with a hope of relief, and there is a relaxation to him which is almost like finally everything that, I think on a natural 20 you understand that there is a huge release from him, and the way that he's talking about Ishara as if it's a woman who speaks to him instead of a land. You hear prophecy in his voice. There is, with a natural 20 each, have to reward it, there is you see his one good eye is a gilded green colour, but you see this sheen of gold surround it, which you only compare to that flash of gold from that golden hawk. There is a genuine comforting presence from this person who gives you you have this warm feeling that if we are going to be in front of anyone right now who can help us in this place, it's this man.
Okay. I think Nyx would look to Nox and just say, I think this one is alright. And then look to the others. I would very much would like to rest. So, what it's worth, I will.
Cool.
And I think you all should do the same.
Yeah,
I would like to know why us. You said you were going to buy us. Why? What is important about us? I am some pirates. These two are... I don't know what they are, but they freak me out and turn me on at the same time. This one, she is a child, and this one, I imagine that we could probably play maraca with his brain. So why us?
Your question is valid. There were two more with you upon reaching the shores of Ishara. Fine. If you will twist my arm to tell you now. There was a change in the wind when you stepped off that boat. For as long as I can remember, Ishara yearned for saving. For years of my life I tried hard to combat the superstition that I had a role to play in bringing her sons back to the way that they should sway. I noticed a long time ago that I was not the person, but one day they would arrive. Call it coy or cliche. I am willing to be proven wrong, but those markings on your arm, did you have them before the past half an hour?
Nix will shake his head.
And this leads me to believe that her whispers were not entirely wrong. And that perhaps you are amongst the few who can actually do something to bring Ishara back to what she needs to be. And that is all I know.
I think they might have made a mistake with me because I am literally no one. I come from a grove. I protect and look after dead in a grove.
If they made a mistake with you, then they certainly made a mistake with me. I am no hero, I am a plunderer.
No, but at least you can stand up for yourself, and at least you can,
Yes,
fight.
Myself. I am not here to save some land which has forsaken myself, my crew, my friends, my sister.
But
I
at
am
least
here to commit many murders.
But at least if you had to, you fucking could. I can't. What the hell am I meant to do? Oh, cast light on something. Congratulations. Like, that's what I'm good for. What fucking use is that?
Everyone will find its use in life, and if you have not found yours yet, it will come to you eventually. And in regards to losing everyone around you, Yelena, death and departure are part of life. It happens, and it is only natural. It's not pleasant, but it is what it is.
It is not natural to watch your sister be ripped apart by a giant fucking bird. Whatever you believe, I'm sorry, but I do not share your same sentiments.
That's quite alright.
Please do not try and sway me. I am dealing with it in my own way.
You see this,
But I appreciate the effort. And she gives you a big smile.
you see this man sort of stands and looks uncomfortably at you all and says, well, Ishara didn't say to me that the saviors of her land would be as bright as a Guna's glaze, but, fuck it, we deal with what we have.
Sorry, what did you say your name was?
Curiouser and curiouser. The sands did not whisper about any of this. Come.
When you say, okay,
That is a strange name.
He says, "Come, let me show you my humble abode."
I think Nyx follows, and then he stops for a moment, and he looks behind him to the rest, and he would go, "He did say whisper, and unless I'm imagining things, I did hear a voice in my head earlier, but perhaps that was just my imagination." And then he turns around and starts following further.
I'm very concerned that our friends seem to be hearing voices in their heads. And they will follow.
Do you say that loud enough for everyone to
everyone
hear?
to hear, yeah.
Oh, fuck
does
yeah.
Yelena say that?
Oh yeah,
then-
absolutely.
When Yelena walks by, I will just very, very quietly whisper into her ear, "Wait until I tell you about the 2 exploding suns."
She'll stop for a moment and look just
I continue on. I don't wait.
I'll stop her and just... If that is an innuendo, I'm interested. If not, then better keep it to yourself. Enough tragedy for one day. And then keep walking.
Okay.
Unless there's anything anyone wants to do, you exit this wagon and you see that the beast which was pulling you and racing you through the city is no longer attached to this wagon. You didn't feel anything moving it. You didn't feel or hear anyone unshackling reins, unshackling chains or anything like that. It's just a wagon with 2 wooden spokes where a creature would stand in between with nothing there. But there are housemaids welcoming you and this gentleman either side of this huge double door as these marble steps lead up to this entrance, this hallway leading into this ludus. There are hanging baskets with flowers everywhere, which Columbia gives you this just very, very momentary feeling of comfort as you are around plants and vegetation. There are drapes all the way through this house which cover mosaic marble floor prints. There are paintings, there are vases. As you walk through this hallway, as these women, you see like some elven ones, you see human women, all dressed in these sort of latched from the side, hanging over here, these very drapey clothes of gleaming creamy white, with like these golden accented buckles, looking like even though house servants, so they look very well taken care of. There are bowls of like fresh fruit hanging around, and as you are taken in, following this man, he says, "This will be your home for the next few days, at least until I can get the rest of those who are watching with unrelenting eyes off our case. I would suggest not leaving unless you wish to end up in shackles. Ishara only knows what has happened to your friends, but they seem to have gained the favor of the Pelosian Guard as I last saw them healing a few of them. But I think it was the right decision for the majority of you to come with me." As he walks you through, his back is turned to you. You still catch these the one thing that you sort of notice on the back of his head are these like this line of tattoos going up and over his head, fading into his hair, which then come back over the other eye. As he walks through, he says, "My name is Master Chovarius. I am a very well-known political figure within Pelos. And it is, I would say it is my right, but who knows? But it is definitely my self-appointed job to protect those who can restore Ishara to her natural state. And you are quite right, my well-traveled friend. He's not looking back at any of you. He's still walking and leading you through this house. You're quite right, my well-traveled friend. You have absolutely no right to stay here, and if I could allow such a passage to happen to which you could get back to the lands where you arrived from, I would arrange this. But I will make efforts to help you get this to happen. As I'm sure you're aware, the people who brought you here are no simple foe, and they have numerous connections within this city, factions beyond belief, powers which even I do not know the full extent of at their grasp. So, if anger is what you wish to bring into my house, you may. But a calm mind creates solutions a lot quicker. Don't you agree? As he turns and looks with one eye at you, Yelena.
I already have a solution. I'm not angry.
I would be happy to hear this. Very happy, indeed.
It involves taking a piece of very sharp steel and pushing it through the eyes of the people who have wronged me.
As he looks back to you with his bad eye. Believe me, I know how this feels. It's a good time.
Then you know it is a good. Then you know it is a good plan.
Indeed. He leads you through. He goes, "Please, the house is yours. Just please do not conversate with any of the workers. They have all sworn a level of secrecy. They each have their own lives. They know you as guests. If you wish to conversate with them, please keep our true nature of how I found you to a strict minimum." You see now he leads you down into this sort of open room, which is divided by a few pillars only. There are cushions absolutely everywhere. There is a table which is very long, filled with lots of fresh fruit, lots of cooked meats, breads. As he says, I am sure that every one of us has a lot of questions. And I'm sure you each may wish to speak to each other before possibly disclosing anything to the likes of myself. For now, I am a friend. I am simply someone who you can trust for the time being, although I understand that trust does not come easy these days. If you need anything, one of my servants will fetch for me. But you have it on my life that you are all safe here. That I promise you. Later I will test you all, as he bows and exits.
Test?
Did he say test?
He did say text. Test.
He's got,
Test.
I don't know, he's got a phone number.
And I genuinely think that's a good time for us to have like a 10-minute break. If everyone's cool with that, get yourself some drinks and stuff. And we'll be back in 10 minutes to continue with episode 3 of Blood and Sand. Yeah, cool.
Blood and
Bye.
Sand.
TPK. That's a hard one. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm one of the co-founders of Nat20 Fest. We just wanted to make a short video to let you know what you can expect from your weekend. Here's my co-founder Josh to take you through a few of the things that will be on at the festival.
Nat20 Fest will be made up of multiple areas. The first area I'd like to talk to you about is our fantasy village. At the heart of the fantasy village is our tavern. Our tavern will have everything you expect to come from a fantasy tavern. We will have food, snacks, drinks, everything that you need to indulge on in between games. Also in the tavern will be a small stage. The small stage will feature amazing artists such as bard music and poets. Moving out of the fantasy tavern will be our market square. Our market square will be compiled of vetted vendors. As mentioned on our social media, all vendors will be vetted to ensure there will be no AI and 3D printed slop. Moving away from the fantasy village, we go over to our gaming village. Our gaming village will feature multiple big top tents. Each tent will showcase a different game, whether it be D&D and TTRPGs, TCGs, and then miniatures. In each tent, we will have competitions, events, workshops, and areas for you to play your favorite games. Also in the gaming village will be small private teepees. In these teepees, you can book a time slot to game with your favorite creator. Moving out of the gaming village, we head over to our music area. The music area is compiled of two stages, an indoor DJ tent and a main stage. The main stage will start the day off with some amazing live shows from your favorite D&D creators, TCG creators, and much more. Later in the day, we will feature some amazing bands and top the day off with an amazing headliner. Over in the DJ tent, we'll have some amazing DJs playing music from early till late. This area will be an over 18 area, so you can fully let your hair down and be yourself. And then finally, to finish the night off, we have our camping area. This will be the area you go to rest and get ready for the next day of Nat20 Fest.
Why support Nat20 Fest on Kickstarter? Simply, they're the cheapest tickets you're ever going to get.
So if, like us, you enjoy all this, then please consider supporting our Kickstarter.
We'd love to be able to get Nat20 Fest off the ground running.
It will also help us turn our imagination into reality to ensure that everyone who attends Nat20 has the most immersive, incredible time.
We've already had so much support from the community. But don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself.
Until right now, there's truly been nothing like it. I've been to different Ren fairs, I've been to sort of conventions which host these sort of things, and nothing actually cares enough to put it all in one tailored space for everyone to be able to enjoy things and learn and come together, and that's exactly what Nat20's doing.
Hobby events are so important because they bring all of us like-minded nerds together to celebrate all of the amazing games, systems, miniatures, and stories that we love.
So my name's Ben, aka the Eldritch Cartographer, and I think that Nat20 Fest is a really important third space. It's a true escape from the rest of life, and I genuinely cannot wait to be there, and I hope you guys are excited too.
Besides, they're going to have a tavern there, so we're going to be able to talk about all the cool Dungeons and Dragons stories ever and get a little bit drunk, just a little bit.
And we can't wait to see you all at Nat 2027. See you there. Love you.
Giving people a space to thrive and be truly what they want to be. Welcome to the Open Table store, where we have a lot of things that'll keep you very cool and warm whilst you're playing games at the open table. First of all, we have this book. This book's very nice. Keeps track of all your character stuff. You can even put your campaign name on there. It's really cool. Essential. Next, we have this hoodie. Keeps you very nice and warm. Look at this beautiful Open Table logo right there on the breast pocket. But there is pockets on it, but they're just a little bit lower. Keep you warm running your games. Next we have this, for the ladies, a really nice tank top. You could look as happy as this random stock model looks. Wow, look at this. Very nice for you indeed.
What next? Oh yes, of course, the mug. The mug of mysteries. This can be used for beverages or any other liquid-based things, although we don't recommend pee. But you can also keep your dice in there if you don't have enough boxes to put them in already. Ah yes, the roll to hit this t-shirt, where Barty, our little mascot, the Wizard of Mushrooms, looking very sexy and mischievous there, telling you to roll to hit this. He's such a little character. What have we got next? Ah yes, Slay Double. It's a beautiful t-shirt, it's a great design, and I think it's a motto that we should all really live by. And what else have we got on here? Ah yes, of course, everyone's favorite thing to do, time to make the GM cry. Which is a game master myself, believe me, we do when we go to sleep at night. We don't look like this lady, happy and smiling. And last but not least, the roll to hit this, but in the tank top version. So go on over to the Open Table store now and get yourself something nice. Yeah.
Let's see what we roll. Natural 20! Wow, look at that, natural 20! Hello, DreamHack. My name's Aaron. I'm a Dungeon Master. I'm the host of the Open Table, which is a community waiting for you to jump in and play Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to be attending DreamHack from the 27th to the 29th of this month, and we're going to be hosting some awesome Dungeons and Dragons games, and you get to be there, sign up, and play with us. But you might be thinking, Aaron, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before in my life. That's okay, because we're here to teach beginners and to also have fun with people who know their stuff. You might be thinking, Aaron, I don't even have any dice. It's okay, we got it sorted for you. Myself and a bunch of other awesome Dungeon Masters are going to be running games all weekend for you guys, and all you have to do is show up and get ready to roll. We have characters that are pre-made, we have a campaign and a game already set up for you guys. We're going to be doing informative workshops to help people understand what the game is actually about when you get addicted to Dungeons and Dragons, not if. We at the Open Table are ready to receive you guys online and get you guys in more games with more people all across the world. Our community's only been active a short while, but we've already amassed over 1,300 people which are online all the time, ready to play games with you. We run online workshops, we run campaigns that are streamed, and a load of one-shots which are really cool, created by some of the most awesome Dungeon Masters I've ever met in my life. We help you build characters online. Most importantly, there's a huge community there ready to talk to you if you need absolutely anything. So make sure if you're attending DreamHack, you come and see the Open Table and you sign yourself up for an awesome game. Isn't that right, little Spider Queen? Yes, they should. Yes, they should come and play some Dungeons and Dragons. This guy's about to take them all on. Look at him. Fierce.
You can be fierce too if you play Dungeons and Dragons with the Open Table.
If you're already part of the Open Table community, thank you so much for joining. DreamHack have agreed to give us a discount for tickets for the event over the weekend, so have a look on the server and there'll be a discount code on there. And if you feel like you can't wait for Dungeons and Dragons until DreamHack, that's fine. Join the server and we'll get putting you in a game ready to play, ready to roll. I'm Aaron, I'm the host of the Open Table, and until I see you again on the battlefield, happy playing. Woo! Hold on. Now hello and welcome back. I think that's the... Oh my god, did that do that whole... I think I might have muted the whole ad break. Oh well, doesn't matter. Hello, well, I'll fix it in post anyway. Welcome back to Blood and Sand Session 3. Last time you saw the guys running from a mutated horde of corrupted city market goers and city folk being rescued by this very strange individual and racing you all the way through the lower reaches of Pelos under the wing of Avangar, one of the two hawk statues which stand over Pelos itself. He introduced himself as Master Chavarius and walked you through his ludus, told you that you were all safe, and provided you a space that is closed off from the rest of the household, but very well furnished, very well cushioned, with lots of food and stuff there waiting for you guys. And as you now sit in this sort of lounge area, what do you want to do?
sleep.
I'm sat.
Eat some
I'm
food.
sat with my feet up on the table, munching on the food, looking around. We never got his name.
We did.
No,
We did.
Master Treverius, Chofarius.
Chovarius?
He announced himself as
He
he was
did?
walking through the house as Master
Oh.
Master Chovarius.
Didn't hear that. Hear that bit.
Good.
I'm guessing this is the first decent meal we've had since before we were captured. So Grunter's probably just going to be sat,
Fuck yeah.
literally plate full of like meat, and he's just going to town, getting the calories in.
Cool. It's probably some of the best spiced meats and procured fruits. Some of these fruits you've never seen in your fucking life. They're obviously native to this land. You are just whaling them in, and you can almost just start to feel this rejuvenation setting in.
Nox will like put on her plate the smallest portion that would like barely get a small child by, and just very slowly eat it. Not even for the taste, but just like to make it last out of habit.
I think Nix does the same thing and grabs 2 cups of water, one for his sister and one for himself.
As you
As you're grabbing the water, Yelena will procure the wine from her sack and just like wave off the water and start pouring it into your cups. And pour some out for everyone.
Have we ever had alcohol, brother?
I do not think so. I've heard of wine, but
I've poured wine for others.
likewise.
a very strange concept to you both. Almost as if you are children, not like sneaking something that you're not supposed to be. The first innocent thought that's probably washed over both of your minds in a very, very, very long time is you had to grow up very quickly. You've smelt this, you've poured this, you are now offered this.
I think Max is looking at it, just staring at it with the cup in his hand. And yeah, just stands there for a moment.
Nox will take the cup from Nyx's hand, have a sip, like, wait a moment, not die? Question mark?
It's a beautifully spiced wine, fruited wine.
And we'll give it back to Nyx and say, I haven't died. I think you can drink this. I think we can drink this.
So Nyx, knowing that it is wine, but not really knowing the effects all that well, because he has never had it, he throws it back.
Nox was gonna say, why not?
And then makes a face and turns around and refills it with water, his cup, and takes a sip from that, and then sits down with his plate.
Columbia?
Elena just swirls a glass and just looks at the two of them with a very quizzical look and just. I cannot speak for the quality of it, but wine is wine, surely. And gently sip.
You've probably... There's definitely a difference to this vintage from the mainlands which you were brought up on. You've tried shitty wine, and you've tried very, very good wine as well. Perhaps some of it stolen, perhaps some of it procured from other methods. This is a good taste. There is a spice to it. There is a tang to this. You would have noticed that there were some smaller bottles on like the lower shelves and the lower crates of that market stall. You grabbed this right off the hanging basket. So it's probably a good vintage.
Grunt is just going to say, I had some red beetle chili powder in some wine once. Let me tell you, that was some spiced wine.
Feels like a very strange thing to do, but we all have our own tastes. Red beetle chili powder, you say?
Yeah. Blow the smoke right off out your nose.
Was it intentional?
Well, someone said spice wine, so I thought I'd grab some spice and I'd grab some wine.
I think I'm going to like you.
Nix is taking this in and then looks around and looks at Columbia for a moment, just to see how she's doing. What would Nix see?
She's just sat there, legs cross-legged on a sofa and currently just contemplating. After just a phase of time, she will just quietly ask everyone, is like, are we staying here for the days that he suggested? Are we leaving?
I think that for the time being, we should gather ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves, I guess is the best way to put it, and find out some more of what he meant with everything that he said. As Nix is saying this, by the way, he would stand up to the food table and grab a plate with some vegetables and walk over to Columbia and give her that. And
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. I think for now we should stay there, learn some more about what's going on, where the hell we are. Make sure we're all safe. And he will turn around and go sit next to a Nox again.
Turning around, a young woman, very tan skin, black hair with white tips at the end of it, walks through. A housemaiden. She has in her arms piles of folded clothes for you all. Some very well stitched attire, comfy underclothes. Without words, she comes in, places them on a beautifully made wooden side table. She then bows and turns to leave.
Is there any clothing that is a bit baggy, I guess? Long sleeves? Anything like that?
Yeah, so for Nyx, you have exactly that. Like, imagine just like draped desert attire, some sort of like black overthrow with like long baggy sleeves, long baggy pants, sort of like MC Hammer sort of style pants, you know. Same for Grunther, and for the ladies there is an option of a draped dress, which is very concealing, very modest. Has a weight towards like the bottom of them, but there are also a trousered option as well. These are just very sort of like loose black with like some silver, very simplistic designs on them. Yeah.
I'll go for the trouser set.
Same. Absolutely same.
How long have we been here? Like, since I called for my flock of familiars, do you think an hour has passed, or are we nearing the hour?
Probably nearing the hour now.
Okay. I think that Nyx would call his ravens forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, in his mind, ask them to like shut off some feathers. I guess is the best way to put it. And I want to attach those feathers to the new clothing that I have.
Sure.
Got them.
Sure.
I'll take a look at the options, look at what I'm wearing, and decide to stay in what I'm wearing.
Cool. Yeah, at this point, the evening you start to, you can look outside at this point in time as this room is very sort of like dug into the foundations. You would have had to like traverse down some marble steps to get into this room. But there are windows up the top which expose the daylight. You see Agura and Sunus high in the sky. There is some like... Give me a perception check, anyone who wishes to do so.
Well,
23.
11.
Grunter with a 0 with a 2 minus 2. You are on your third helping and still devouring straight into this. Anyone who would look at Grunter would probably, if you were to catch like eye contact with this motherfucker right now, that you would probably get sprung upon. But it's not a nice sight to behold what's happening to this food in front. But Chavarius probably would be glad that it's definitely not gone to waste. No, okay, that was an edge. Pardon me. Excuse me. That's one. Okay. With a 22 on perception from Nox, you would hear the clashing of swords coming from outside, followed by jovial laughter, some thuds. You would hear the occasional clanging of plates coming from outside the room where that lady has just walked in and placed the clothes down, but the clanging of swords would be coming from by where these windows are. What did Columbia and Yelena get?
Only a 12.
A 23. You would also definitely be hearing these clashes of swords. For the others, you guys would also see this as well, but looking around this room, it is remarkably well decorated. The wallpaper is all different colours. Mainly the accent is like a very calming red. The trimmings of the walls have this like golden paint on them. The marble flooring has all of these sort of tiles within them that have their own sort of imagery within, some reflecting vases, some reflecting like horse and carriage, and you see without doubt that there is this huge tapestry sort of folded but hanging from the ceiling, wrapping around like the chandelier that's hanging from there. There are torches on the walls that are lit, but this tapestry has this amazing sort of display of this what you can discern as this woman, and within her breasts, holding her arms around her breasts, there is this like fountain of water splashing down onto them, and then onto this like land of unfertilized soil. And as the tapestry goes on, the sprouts and blades of grass grow taller into large flowers, into this like sort of jungle scape, and it's very faded. It seems very old, this tapestry, with these weird like runes going around the circumference of the tapestry. But yeah, you, Yelena and Nox, you definitely hone into the sounds of these clang, 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 ha 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 ha, whatever that, you know, just these murmurs from outside, followed by these clashing of swords and the odd like sound of like an arrow hitting a target and stuff.
Do you recognize one of the voices to be Master Trefarius?
Give me an insight.
$18.
You wouldn't be able to like, yeah, Yelena.
20.
Honestly, neither of you have heard him laugh that much to be able to recognise his laugh. You're sort of now that you know that you're looking for that, you might hear an occasional again coming from his voice, which the tone of his voice you can it sounds similar, but maybe that's just what a lot of the males sound like with that sort of similar accent. But you do hear every now and then this again.
We hear it in the language that we understand, or the Ishara.
You hear it in your language that you understand.
Okay.
You would have to. This window is probably about like 15 feet up, so you'd have to like drag some table and go and stand on it if that's what you want to do.
Oh, I'm not that bothered by it. Okay. I thought it was like a French door or something like that. I was like,
no, they're like a little bit further up, wherever this room is. It's been like dug into the foundation.
Okay. No, I'm not particularly fussed. I was just if I was just gonna like look out the window and see something, but
cool.
I'm not gonna rearrange the room.
Well, based on what Master Chavarius had told you, this time is your own, and he's agreed to sort of like let you guys relax a little bit. At some point, the maiden comes in again and offers these very large bowls, and she sort of like ushers in a few more people which are carrying these huge bowls of like steaming water and cloth draped over the outside of them, and they all bow at you and leave again.
Are they expecting us to all wash in front of each other?
I think as the balls are being set down, and Nixon is already actually walking towards one and starts washing himself, and then hears Shalena say that.
I can leave the room.
He looks very slowly over his shoulder. Is that not normal?
It is remember.
I've had this before and he's a bit confused. He's just going to pick the water up and smell it and then just start drinking it, thinking he's
Elena's gonna sigh and go and sit with Columbia.
There's a very bitter soapy taste to this water instead.
Anyway.
I'll respond to Nix and just say, well, where I'm from for my group, it's very common that we would all share a bathhouse or something and clean. Like, I don't see the problem in it.
I know that people of perhaps higher status tend to have their own rooms to clean themselves, but it's not something I personally am used to. But I can leave if it is an issue, of course.
I tend to expose myself only to those who I want to expose myself to.
Well, when you're walking around and, turning into animals and everyone else is turning into animals, you do kind of tend to stay naked. It is easier.
Do your clothes not come with you?
Technically, but, it's just a bit more fun. It's just a bit more freeing that way.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun as well.
Maybe you're not such a child after all.
I am over 200, I'll have you know. Just because I don't know how to fight or how to look after myself doesn't mean I don't know a thing or two about, being an adult.
Is that what your relationship with the asshole was? Being an adult?
If you must know, yes. Me and Ezra were incredibly close. He was... okay, he was stationed as my guard for a very long time, and we grew a lot closer thanks to a lot of circumstances. And if I'm being brutally honest, I was going to ask for your help because I need to know what happened to him. I love him, and I can't stop loving him. And Yelena, I know he did you wrong, and I'm sorry about that, but I need to know. And I'm going to ask for your help. And anyone else in this room, if you would help me, I need to know why he's got those veins on him, because he never looked like that before.
I have a feeling that, whether I like it or not, our paths will lead us that way anyway.
I also want to learn to protect myself.
Can you not already? You have spells?
I have. Me and my spells don't always work. I don't know if you've noticed, but they seem to not look like they're meant to, and sometimes they don't always come out the way they're meant to. So, yes and no. I've held a sword. Ezra taught me to wield a sword, and I can. When I'm not shit scared and running and hiding and then causing Ezra, and it's all my fault, because if I didn't run away, he wouldn't be here. And I don't want to admit this. I don't want to come to strangers that I don't know and ask for help, but I'm very fucking alone. I don't know what to do. And then you're just going to see Corinza pop up with a white cat with a flash of purple fur down her side as she casts Find Familiar, and then starts petting this cat because she's really awkward right now trying to ask for help and she doesn't know what to do. So she now has a Persian white cat with on its side, like stroking it and looking down and looking all awkward.
I give the cat a little stroke.
I will get up, put like my probably by now empty plate down, walk up to Columbia and take out the little small knife I had. It's not exactly a dagger, it's like something better than a butter knife, and I will hand it to Columbia and kind of like point to my neck and say, you can defend yourself. If you hit someone here, then they can't attack you.
Nix is in the background, wiping his face, and then over his shoulder, nods. He's wiping his face.
Does Columbia take the small knife?
It will like gracefully take the small knife and like thank you. Like
Yelena will walk over to her things, pull out the spare scimitar she has that she found in one of the boxes and on the ship, and throws it at Columbia.
I don't try and catch it.
It just lands on your cat then.
You're throwing blades at pussy. Nice.
As well-meaning as the knife is, and I'm sure it will come in handy, I prefer something with a bit more reach.
I thank you. I appreciate it.
Stand.
I stand but with cats.
You might want to put the cat down.
This is all happening. Nix is gonna continue washing himself, and he's gonna get dressed in his new clothing. Does not care about his surroundings. Just putting that out there.
Like, Columbia is very slowly putting down the cat. She's very reluctantly wanting to put this cat down. It's her comfort cat.
What's your cat called, sorry?
Biscuits.
Biscuits. You see Biscuits instantly jumps off and goes up to Nix and starts circling around his legs.
I think he can smell I think he can see the feathers and thinks you are maybe prey.
I'm going to declare that cat.
Just throw some meats and he'll be fine, I promise.
I look back at Columbia and I say, draw, and I'll draw my own sword.
Elena, I know you mean well, but I think we've all had a day, and the energy might be better to do this tomorrow.
This girl needs to know what she can do. Draw your sword.
Columbia draws her sword. draws the sword you've now given her.
Just imagine Grunter just watching, but still.
Show me what that veiny asshole taught you, and I'll start just like. I'll go for a bit like not hard. I'll just start running through like some basic parrying and sort of like dancing back and forth and seeing what she's capable of.
Let's have the first of a series of rolls. Let's have an athletics versus an athletics first.
Oh fucking hell! It's 14.
17.
You are... The muscle memory of defense comes back to you. You can instantly tell as Yelena, you know you are holding back, but still not as much. Because if you're holding back to the point where it's not going to be useful enough to her, what's the fucking point in any of this? So you're given a few hefty strikes, and Columbia, you may be like sort of taken off your feet a little bit as you find yourself like there's a split moment of, oh shit, like we're not playing like this person actually does want to teach me a few things. The sword catches a little close to your face, but Columbia, as dainty as she is, still goes on the defensive, and there's no pushback to it. Your evasiveness is your main thing at this moment in time. That's the thing which is kicking into your muscle memory. Let's go for a contested strength, as you are sort of like Yelena, you're holding the sword down, and Columbia, you're blocking it as it's inches away.
You move when you should be standing, and you stand when you should be moving.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, I did not do well. I rolled a 7.
7.
Yeah.
There is, as Columbia, you are sort of like leaning back onto this sofa now as this like as the scimitars lock in place, pressing down, saying what you're saying. There is a slick slip out of the way, and Yelena, you sort of like trample forward as Columbia's now behind you with scimitar up to you, as there is a slight smirk on her face. Let's have another contested. What do you choose to do? Are you going in for another strike against her, as she's now behind you?
Is she? What's your stance? What are you looking like?
I would literally just be holding the scimitar up and pointing it direct at your neck, stood direct behind you.
I will spin.
It will be a good gap.
I will spin around, draw my pistol, and point it at her face.
Nice.
And I will just look at her and say, "Swords are good, but you have to be prepared for everything."
Columbia.
That was very nice, though. And then I'll put the pistol away and continue.
Can I, just as a little rebuttal to that, can I cast Entangle just under her feet? I don't want to do the full thing, just so she just gets stuck a little bit. I don't want to do it where it's like full terrain or a 20-foot, just a very small patch, so it's just a little bit, just to trip her up a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'd say unless you really want to put the pistol away, you can still hold it, sort of thing. There as the entanglement sort of grasps around you, or if you want to put the pistol away and then go for another swing, I'll have a final dexterity check from both of you. But Yelena, can I get a perception check to see if you notice this entanglement around you?
18.
I'd say you definitely feel like a tightness around the straps of your boots. But let's just have a contested dex check.
As I notice this, looking at her, can I let loose, like, not a full blast, but just a tiny little, like, this is the action I'm doing, and it's just the microcosm of a thunder wave, just to knock her off balance.
As it's got verbal components, can I understand what you're about to do, and then can I do the exact same thing back to you so they just collide in the middle?
Wonderful. What's the vocal components you're both choosing to use?
Fuck.
Shiss. Which is I'm gonna say it's the infernal for like fuck off basically. Like, but it's the literal translation would be something like blow off or something.
What would be the druidic equivalent, do you think?
I was generally thinking the same thing of just fuck you in which would sound something like Cathalis, just something really quiet, and then I'm doing the same thing.
Awesome.
But the different thing is like all of mine will obviously come out purple. So if yours is a different colour, they might make a different one in the middle.
Oh, mine is just you can just see the air kind of like whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you guys both have this like sort of contested thunder wave, Nyx, you would see there's like just a ripple in the bowl of wash water that you're using. Grunter, as you're about to put like a grape into your mouth, it just drops out and you're just like, and at the same time, Biscuit just sort of lifts her hair goes up a little bit as you both cast this and knock back a little bit and look at each other with perhaps like a smirk. You then hear from behind you this, and then you see standing, leaning against the door frame, Master Chavarius in all of his sort of gear. Impressive. I'm glad you're getting
I will
on.
immediately stand up.
I will sit down.
He says, please, enjoy the comforts of my home. I have invited you as guests. You are not here against your will. But it is nice to see you getting along with each other. The washballs prepared were only to clean any sort of immediate wounds that you may have. We have a bathhouse available for anyone who would desire a more private wash. I believe you have all been traveling on seas for quite some time now. And the heat of Ishara is nothing to be snuffed at. You may be wondering what this place is that I have brought you all to. As well as my home, it is a ludus. Somewhere I train people to become better versions of themselves. Stronger, more agile. This place is particularly somewhere I enjoy to spend my days. I want to know how best to serve you all. I want to know what I can do to help you return to this place, these places where you have came from. But to do that, I must know who you are and what you're capable of. How your skills can be best put to use, and how advantageous your presence can be within the city. What is your name? As he looks towards you, washing your face.
I very nonchalantly place down the cloth, hearing that there are bathhouses. First of all, thank you for your hospitality. Not quite used to this, but my name is Nyx. Yeah.
He sort of bows. A pleasure to meet you, Nyx. And I assume your sister?
Yes.
Oh, of note, by the way, since Nix has been thoroughly watching, you can see that his hair is split in two. One side is crystal white and the other one is pitch black. Just of note, wanted to put that out there.
Nope. Shall I just call you sister of Nix?
My name is Nox.
Welcome, Nox. I'm glad you're awake. What about you, fellow gorger over there? I see you're indulging in enjoying the fruits of Ishara.
Winston's just gonna get something out of his teeth. It was me, Grunter. And if you want to see what I can do, then there's no point talking about it. I'd rather get to fighting, if you ask me.
There will be time to show me your prowess, of course. But welcome to my ludus, Grunter.
As long as the food keeps coming, you can bet I'll be here.
There is no shortage. And you so quick on your feet, and so quick to teach. How may I address you, Tiefling?
Well, you can call me Captain. My friends call me Yelena.
Well, I would like to think that friendship is earned. And a few cushions and grapes is nothing to earn such a status just yet, so Captain, I welcome you. And lastly, you.
Columbia.
There is one within this city who deems you closer than a friend. Forgive my eavesdropping, but I believe I know of whom you speak. Yesage's errand boy. I've seen him once before in this land, but only once. It seems like this is his second arrival upon Pelos' shores. Well, as I told you all before, my name is Master Chavarius. You can call me Master Cho. Most do. If you have any burning questions for me, I will be happy to answer them.
You said you had a test for us. Like, what is that test going to be?
I believe it would be best to test your physical abilities, unless you are already, after a night's rest. But first,
I cannot speak for everyone here, but I feel fresh as a daisy.
I would prefer rest if I'm being brutally honest.
I would too.
Yeah, I'm gonna let out big yawn. I do a lot better smashing after a good night's sleep.
I think as that's going on, you could see Nix picking up empty plates, and then I do have a question. Where do the empty plates go?
Oh, please, leave them where they stand. You are guests here, of
He
course.
tilts his head slightly, clearly confused, and then places them down. And yes, I would also prefer to rest before I do anything else. Stressful day.
Rest it is then. Please, I do want to reiterate that you are very much safe here and out of the view of prying eyes. I cannot speak for the safety of your friends that came here with you on this ship, but I have already put out feelers to the eyes of the city to inquire about them. We shall know by the morning.
Please do. One of my friends is out there, Ducalion. Please, if you can find anything out, please do let me know.
Of course. Of course. I want to be very brutally forthcoming with all of you. You have come to a very dangerous place. Not just Pelos, even though the dangers of their sewers and the nobles who live high above the walls are ever present. Ishara herself is not a land to be trifled with. Once peaceful and beautiful she was. Now not so much. There is a reason that Pelos is the last free city. It's because it's the last place which is inhabitable. I stated before that I am someone of high information, high regard in this city. But that doesn't mean that just because you may know me, you will have immunity from the clutches that this city brings. I would ask each and every one of you, for your own safety and mine, that you will remain here, at least for the evening, so that I may ensure that any sort of imminent searches for any of you are looking in other places.
I think that is what we do intend to do. Rest here tonight, at least. I did have a question. I would like to know what's going on and where I am. Are there any, suppose, books that you have about the history or more about this land that I could ever read in?
I will arrange for some tomes to be brought, but you must understand, the scribes who know the story of this land have all long passed, or they are scattered throughout this city. Ishara has a very unbewildering recent past. The last 100 years have not been kind to this land and those who inhabit it. There are some who wish to blame the gods. There are some who know the truth. If you wish to know, I think secrets shall unfold the more that you delve into this place, but the long and short of it, Ishara has always known a pharaoh to rule the land. Someone to give great gifts upon its people. In most recent years, the pharaoh Ankanen was gifted with dreamlight, and he would give unto people fantastical dreams, so they may live with memories of people who have long passed, see them with their waking eyes. And as you may have saw a very short glimpse of, nightmare came instead of dream. Corruption. The enemies of Ishara had become too much for Ankanen. And that's when the curse of blood began. Or so they say. But of course, I shall bring you some tomes to read.
Yeah.
As you may have seen upon arrival and when you were being sold on stage. There are many factions in this city which are represented by certain banners. The Arcanists Collective run the majority of the city. Protect this city with great force fields which stop the outside incursions and threats to enter Pelos, and they work tirelessly for it. The Black Fleet, who I'm sure you saw guarding the docks, they run the prisons. The Pelosian Guard, general upkeep of the city. And there are others which have a more cryptic role to play in the city's upstanding. All of these factions are closely tied with the Yankeshi, who I'm very certain you all have a close tie with. It is best to keep your true identity from each of them for now, until I have chance to speak with the council, and perhaps gain you some favor.
Which faction are you a part of?
All of them and none of them. Since I have had a say in anything that happens, or a name to be somewhat respected, I tend to keep my head above water, and not dip my toe in too many pools. Respect is not something which is earned easily in Pelos. But, as I mentioned, I train various people to become better versions of themselves. And that sometimes comes with a spectacle. I'm sure, unless you are blind, you saw the Colosseum on the way in here. A lot of my students end up there for entertainment of the people. You win enough battles, you gain enough prizes, you earn enough favors. But part of them in here, not a fucking one.
And Nick sort of takes all of this in and then looks around him towards the rest of the group, seeing if anyone reacted about like the Colosseum and the fights or anything like that, or anything really that was said, before looking back at Master Cho. I know I already asked for books, but is there like a charted map of the land, just so I have a general idea of like how this land looks?
Of course.
Or at least the city.
Of course. You see he walks up to this wall, which has this sort of like drawn, slided wooden wallpaper, or this like wall cover. As he grabs it and pulls it across, you see this huge engraved map of Ishara, outlining with a language written that is not native to all of you. These sort of like symbols engraved in like this sort of like golden this like golden paint seems to be like dusted over it. You would definitely see as he pulls it over, you see like the great scape of Ishara. He points to the bottom of which and says, "This is Pelos," and it is tiny in comparison to the rest of this continent. You see jungles, you see mountainscapes, you see vast wastelands. In the last 100 years, the same thing which happened to those people in the marketplace happened to Ishara. Lands and areas have been mutated. The face of her has been changed. Hopefully not forever, but definitely now. So I cannot promise you that this map that I show you is accurate, but this is her. And you could spend a amount of time sort of studying it and noting down some of the landscapes and the things which is sort of the areas which inhabit it, sort of thing. Yeah.
I think Nix would grab some paper or parchment and something to write with, and just like starts resketching it, but in a smaller format, just so he has a map of sorts.
What do you want from us?
For now, cooperation that you will stay silent.
But where are we heading? When I commanded my ship, I always let my crew know exactly where we were going if I knew. I would appreciate the same courtesy.
Well, like you said, if you knew, you would tell them. And while I do hear the whispers of the sands, he opens his coat and, hovering out 3 inches above his hand, you see a vial of Azura. This blue, glittering, sandy liquid which never finds a resting place within this vial as it turns. There are questions which even I need the answers to. Understanding what is at play will help us understand the bigger picture, will it not? I need answers just as much as all of you do. And I need help to make those answers come to light. There is something unraveling on the tides of this land which I cannot predict. There are things hidden from my sight which I need. You see that there is I want to say like a juvenile switch in demeanor. He looks younger when he's speaking about this. He looks genuinely you've seen this look before, perhaps, no offense, on Columbia when she's far out of reach, when combat's erupting around her, this juvenile approach to a problem. For the first time, this strong, assertive demeanor to this person switches to this helplessness. There are things within this city which I must have returned. Things which I cannot get even with my status alone. There are plans happening constantly. And I need your help.
Does that vial look familiar?
This is Azura. Unmistakably, you see within this vial. So the exact vial isn't. No, so I know what you're saying now. No.
Okay.
This is a much much prettier vial. It has like wrappings of like gold around it, and the top of which is like this gold viper, and the bottom is this gold viper as well.
I'll walk close to him, put my hands on the azure, and just say, "What is this?"
They call it Ishara. But its true identity of its properties I do not know. As he sort of holds it out and lets it loose in your hand, and it sort of hovers above your hand now. Almost like you can hold it, and you can feel that there is this like vibrating weight like constantly hitting against your palm. Whatever it is against the nature of balance. They are consuming it as it consumes them. The Admiral which brought you here has delved too far within its reach, and it has now taken over its mind. Magic, so it is, arcane in its properties, enhancing so it may be. It exacts a price. For life must be taken, for it to thrive in the hands of others. What is it? Something that should not cloud your mind, as he takes it back out of your hand and places it in his undercoat. The factions within this city work tirelessly to find this. If everything had gone to plan, perhaps every ability that each of you own, every speck of this thing would have been drained from you and used against you. Whatever happened in that marketplace today was connected to this somehow. But it was not natural. Ishara has experienced a blood rain before, but if Pelos was subject to a blood rain, none of us would be standing here to talk about this today. It wouldn't have stopped with a small square. What we saw today was a poor reenactment of something far worse. Using this.
Far worse than the suns colliding into each other.
He looks at you with the widest expression. What do you mean?
It's a question.
No. Not worse than suns colliding. Why do you say this, Nox?
I look at Nyx. I'm gonna try and...
Nyx will give a nod.
Okay. And I will tell Master Cho and I guess everyone about the very last part of the vision before the Raven Queen that I saw of the two suns like kind of colliding into each other and making this gnarly eclipse in the sky.
There is a silence to Master Cho for a minute as he glares at you. There is this wanting and a hope for this not to be true. As he says, are you one who has premonitions of the future, Nox?
Not that I know of.
Well, that's fucking reassuring. Unless there is anything else of urgent need, I will retire for the evening.
I did have one question. These marks on my arm, I assume the rest of us as well. What do they mean? It appeared when, I suppose, a droplet fell into my eye. And I swear I heard something, but I don't know what it was.
Umbralo. This is probably what you heard. He looks at you all. We are tied by fate. He pulls his sleeve down. You see the exact same rune, far, far older, covered in like tan. The same rune on his arm. The mark of Uncanon follows us all. We shall not be afflicted by his curse. Ishara watches over us, whether we like it or not, as he pulls his sleeve up. Good evening. As he
Pleasant evening.
turns and leaves. Curtains fall behind him. What do you do?
Next we'll look over to Gunther, see if he's still munching.
Thoroughly full at this point, and he has drank a lot more ale than he should do. So he's like struggling to keep up. He's very much thinking about just collapsing on the floor where he is and just falling asleep.
You know what I just realized, guys? I never asked where sleeping pets' rolls are.
You get rolls?
Yeah, you can
beds. A bed roll, like, sleeping cushion thing or something like that.
This place, if you look around, there are various animal throws and stuff like that. There are various quilts and things that are very nicely stitched together of all different sort of colours, pillows everywhere, loads of sofas and stuff. So you could do anything really. Push sofas together, sleep on the floor, sleep on chairs, whatever you want.
All this room and no spare beds. I'm going for a bath. And I pick up the wine and saunter out of the room.
I will actually follow Yelena and ask her if, not can we take a bath together, but can we go together to the bathhouse and separately take baths?
Yes, we may. I'll hold out my arm to escort.
Gunther, are you sleeping where you stand as fullness and drunkenness has overcome you? Is there anything?
I'm literally trying to move the pile of plates out of the way at the table and just... Yeah.
Columbia?
I am curling up on one of the sofas with Biscuit.
Nice. Nix.
Nix watches as Yelena and Nox leave, and then he probably looks at the table and hears Gunther snore, and then he looks to his right or left and sees Columbia curl up. I think he would look around for any blankets or anything for comfort, essentially. For two pieces, and if he finds one, he would put one over Gunther, just toss it over, and the other one he would give to Columbia.
Oh, that's cute.
Yelena and Nox. Walking out of the room, you go past this veil of curtains. You see a maiden sort of standing there, hands clasped within one another. She sort of bows to you with her eyes closed and then looks expectedly.
The bathhouse.
She just bows and turns and walks very slowly, and then stops and turns her head and then looks forward and carries on walking, indicating to follow. You walk through, if you follow, you walk through this sort of very wainy corridor of marble flooring. There are suits of different armor, but not like the armor that you're all used to. This is sort of like royal presented Eastern armor with like leather strappings on it and golden bits of chainmail coming off it, feathers that are extending from like the shoulder pads and stuff. It's all very colourful and a little bit alien to you all. But alas, after 5 minutes of sort of walking through these corridors, she sort of stands and bows in between you both as behind these marble steps lead down to this pillared room with 3 of these long jade infused baths. There's this sort of like green and white crystalline lining to the depths of these baths. The instant aroma of like these rose waters, incense burning, steam fills the room as like there is this dripping sound as no one else is in here, but she bows to you and sort of look and presents her arm out to this golden sort of serpent which writhes around the room, acting as this banister for where towels and things were to be hung up.
I will have a look around and begin undressing. And I'll sort of speak without looking at her and say, have you ever been to a bathhouse before?
I've been to a bathhouse before, but never to bathe.
The pre-washing is over there. You just run some water over yourself and then you can get in.
Pre-washing. Okay, and Nox trails off, repeating to herself, washing more than once. Wash first, wash second.
It's not a riddle.
Just a thumbs up.
I'll just get myself undressed and scrub down and then slide into the water and just enjoy the heat.
There is a very welcome sensation upon your skin. Probably a good month or so and since you've had a proper bath like this. Definitely the bathhouses you're probably used to on the Sword Coasts do not compare to something like this, especially a private one.
I imagine I've probably been in ones like this, but not for a very, very, very long time. As I'm laying there, waiting for Nox, I just close my eyes and think about Hathna. Try and picture her face.
Do me a wisdom save.
And outside of the thing. I'm just gonna say no. 5.
flashes of what happened pre-Veiled Maiden. Your ship exploding as the Veiled Maiden collided with yours. Men and women that you had hired, shing shing shing, throats slit, psionic blades pierced through them, the laughing of Admiral Yasaj, the huge talons of Cookie slamming into the boat. This is all just flinging in your mind. And then that look that you last gave to Hafner as you hear the words, "A friend of yours," coming from Admiral Musage. "You love this one." As Hafner's face comes in steps closer to yours, you then see her in the light that you first saw her, that hand extending out to you as she pulls you up. You see her in the most beautiful light that you've seen her, as the oceans glaze in the background as the sun of the Sword Coast bathes across her face, just laughing, sharing some wine in the cabin. Turns to you, smiles, and her face and body turn to sand and just wash away as your eyes open as Nox gets into the other end of the boat.
I will start trying to like pick all of the pieces of sand out of the rune. Probably not going to be able to get everything out, but like very meticulously trying to go at it, and delicately.
There's a sting as soon as you submerge the rune into the water, but weirdly, as soon as it sort of contacts water and you start clearing the sand out of it, there is some sort of like numbing feeling that goes over it, which allows you to fully clean it without any sort of enduring any pain.
Is this how normal people bathe? To get clean? Is this a regular occurrence for people?
For some, yes.
This is nice.
Yes, it can be very relaxing.
How are you after the whole day? After the whole everything? We've had time to sit and wallow in our futures, and you were just thrown into everything so fast.
There will be time for tears. Now is not it. I have many tears to shed in my life. When I have space for them, I will allow them. What of you? You and your brother?
I have known him since birth.
It tends to be the way with twins.
Yes.
How did you find yourselves on a ship towards a doomed land?
We had been forced to help find something. We were the only survivors. And then your favorite admiral whisked us away.
I can still taste his blood.
Blood is
sour.
not tasty. I can imagine his is more vile than others.
I haven't tasted that much blood in my life, but of what I have, it was not good.
At
I'm
least we have
sorry you are
something.
here. Continue, please.
At least we now have something to change the taste in our mouths for at least a moment.
Well, that is what this is for. I'll hold up the wine. As well as forgetting. I'll take a swig and offer it.
Forgetting?
At least temporarily. Alcohol is marvelous for that.
Nox starts calculating all the times she's seen people like get drunk and then not remember things and like, oh, that's what happens. Yeah, she'll take a sip and hand it back.
I think Nox has like a small sip and hiccups, and it brings like a certain, exactly, it brings a certain smile. As, yeah.
Have you,
Go on, sorry.
have you seen much of the world? You don't strike me as someone who has, or at least what you might have seen. I imagine it is not the nicest.
I have not seen all that much of the world, but that of the world which I've seen has been through bars and through shackles and through small holes in walls.
I'm sorry.
I am not. It is what it is. It has brought us to this situation. Wallowing in past can only do so much, but it cannot change the future.
Even still, no one belongs in shackles.
That we can agree on. Not even goats.
Not even gods.
Nix. As our friends Grunta and Columbia find slumber for the first time, a peaceful slumber in these past 2 weeks, and as our friends Elena and your sister find comfort in perhaps a new experience, or perhaps a very well missed experience of bathing, you find yourself looking at this map of Ishara that Master Cho had revealed to you. You notice that there are very small mosaic pieces of glass which surround this tapestry of this map, which reflect the lights of the torches that surround the room. There is a silhouette, a movement in this that you click to straight away. First, perhaps your sister and Yelena returning, but no footsteps follow. You turn to look at this archway which you had all come through, which is draped and enshrouded by these very thin materialed curtains, and you see a tall figure standing, a pitch black tall figure standing with this dress which sort of drapes outwards towards the bottom. Next. As it turns and walks away with this ever so graceful, just swift movement.
Does Nyx have like a sense of comfort, or is it more of a sense of dread? Something. What kind of feeling?
Give me a perception.
Oh God.
22.
Yeah.
Familiarity. Warmth and cold.
Okay. I think that Nyx looks at it and looks at the two who are now slumbering and sort of nods to himself and then just walks after the silhouette figure. See where it leads him.
Following the amongst the sound of Grunter snoring, it's the flickering of these flames around from the torches. As you follow this shade as it walks out of the view of this archway, walks completely out to the right hand side, you walk out, and as the veil of the overhanging the door crosses your face gently, all saturation within this house leaves. The colours of the walls, these bronzes and creams, turn to cold greys, but yet still you remain in this hallway. You see the figure 10 feet ahead of you, turning another corner. And as you walk, these flickers of these torches next to you, they sort of muffle. As you can almost see the heat waves rising from them, and the flames moving now, instead of fast, instead of this, they just start to slow motion. Really, as you walk past them, they really start to slow. As you start to walk, you are hearing repetitive whispers that you have definitely heard before. As you sort of like look around and look past you, expecting them to come from one of perhaps maybe the house maidens. This place is cold and desolate, empty, but still has that comforting presence of this new, very luxurious place that you're in. Turning that corner once again, black feather drops in front of you, floats down and lands in your hand. And as you look up, you are floating now over the city of Pelos, dead of night, watching below as this city sleeps. Ravens fly overhead, scatter off into the clouds above. As you look to the statue that sits above you, holding its wing out, you look at it and that wings turns from its golden brown colour to blackened feathers. You look up to the darkest part of the sky and hear the words, "My reach is never far, but the land which you are within is far from my grasp. Trust yourself. Trust your senses, for they are which you desire. Trust in your kin, for they know best. Call on me if you need, but wish for me no further. Nyx, save her. Black feathers just instantly cloud your vision as you stand in the hallway of this Ludus once more. Looking around, you can hear the flames. You can look outside and you can see the sun's beginning to set and the darkness failing over the lands. You feel a touch on your shoulder. Runina? As you turn around and you see one of the house maidens just looking very concerned and seeing if you need anything.
I think Nyx would flinch at the sudden grasp at his shoulder after experiencing whatever. He would flinch and just take a step quickly back, essentially.
She hands to the side, bows. How did this?
He would gesture that everything is fine, sorry for scaring you or anything, is what he would say as well. Don't know if she would understand him, but...
You see, she looks at you, smiles, looks at your arm, looks back at you. Perhaps the person you seek is not too far. Good night, Nyx. And she turns and walks away.
He blinks a couple times. Does he recognize that maiden? I guess he's not at all.
Never seen this woman before in your life.
How does she look? Features?
She's got these sort of very pronounced cheeks. She has black hair that's sort of tied into a ponytail at the back. You see that there is this, she has a sort of complexion to her which is very, very tanned. One of the most pronounced features on her is, you see, when women have a very sucked in throat here, surrounded by a rope necklace with a small pearl on the end, and the same sort of attire that the rest of them have, that cream sash going over with a little golden pendant on the shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, very young.
And she's darting off, essentially, quickly.
Not darting off, no, not at all. She literally just bowed and nonchalantly turned around to walk away to go and resume her duties.
Sorry, wait. How do you know my name?
She looks confused at you as if you've spoken an alien language and says, Aridusina?
Never mind. Sorry. And Nyx takes a moment to take in what just happened, and I think he's gonna... Is there a courtyard or something where you can see the moon or anything like that?
For sure,
I think he would walk there and just look at the moon for a moment.
There is 2 exits from where you stand now, which is sort of this preparation area. One leads out to this sand-covered courtyard, and it looks from through the windows, through these large panes of glass, that there are various broken pillars in there. There is some standing target dummies and stuff like that. It looks like a very sort of it looks like a training area. There's a training area right outside. And then on the other hand, on the other side, there are these sort of beautiful trees overhanging this sort of stone walkway, which would indicate a sort of garden area. So it's up to you where you want it to go.
I think that he's first going to walk to the trading area, and then from there towards the garden.
Sure.
And once he's at the garden, I'm going to once again cast Flock of Familiars and just commune with my ravens, I guess is the best way to put it.
Sure. All these ravens come out.
Just sitting there, petting them. They're close friends, I guess is the best way to put it. And just enjoying the night. It's what he's doing currently.
The rising moon is intoxicating. You see it reflecting within your raven's eyes. There is a softness to this night. Comparison to the chaos which erupted within the square earlier, there is a quietness to Pelos. And the stars above you almost... You probably haven't seen a constellation like this for a long time, and understanding now you truly are in a different realm. The constellation is different. It almost sings to you as you look at it. There is a very gracious presence, almost like what you're looking at welcomes you tonight.
Like welcomes him to the land, or just like welcomes him to watch? How should I?
You're not too sure.
Okay.
But what does come to your mind is Master Travaris's words that Ishara speaks to him, and he bears the same rune as you all. So maybe she speaks to you too.
Okay.
Columbia, as you drift off to sleep, and sift through the blackness after such an exhausting travel, there is but one thing that you see in slumber. And whether it is something that comes to you quickly or something that arrives before you just awaken, you see these blue chains. You see them as large as planets in the sky, descending and thinning down to as big as you could hold each side of these chains. Your hand runs through them almost as your hand would run through a falling waterfall of sand. And you see these chains spiral without sound and wrap and wrap and wrap in this blackness until you see a figure standing with his arms to his side, wrapped in these chains as they stop and constrict, and this blue energy just drains into this individual. And I think as you walk up and around them to get a view of their face, Ezra stands and looks at you and says, "Whatever it takes, save yourself." And just screams to a climactic point where you wake up, and that's where we're going to end the session of Blood and Sand today, and we'll pick up next time.
Hell yeah.
That was fun.
Thank you guys.
That was so good.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for playing. It was nice. It was very nice. For my players, we'll resume next Monday, as we've spoke about before. For those of you at home to watch, I guess if the next episode's up, then get watching now. But if it's not, then you're going to have to wait a week, and we can't wait to be back here playing some Blood and Sand. But from me to you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.
See you next time. Peace.